Any training content will be captured.
Okay.
I've only forgotten to do that once in 4.5 years.
Wow.
Sometimes you get to the end of the training and you're like, oh man, we didn't click record. And then
Yeah.
you're like, well, I can't recreate a 4-hour meeting for you.
Okay.
Okay. So what this is this allows you to make some selections when you activate a blank drawing space. Um, so you could set things like create a top level assembly automatically. You can set a main scale. To be honest with you, I don't know why you would put your main scale to anything other than 1-to-1. You use view scales or feet scales to scale things accordingly uh, for your drawings. So my suggestion, I always work main scale 1-to-1. Um, and then of course you scale everything on your sheets to be, what it needs to be for the title block or the content that you're trying to display.
Mhm.
View projections, that this is where you can say front, top, left, right, bottom, isometric representation just means is it going to be a fully shaded 3D model? Is it going to be like stick mode where you just got lines showing? We got hidden line, the third one over. You see I got little dashed green lines where you can see through it, but you see the dashed lines. The first one there is glass model, which basically you can see everything, but they're all stick mode. So you see all hidden lines and visible lines as one. They appear as the same line type, just a solid line. Um,
Okay.
so to be honest with you, I don't use this so much because I just kind of the main assembly things may be nice, but generally speaking, the buttons are right there on the screen. So I guess it's kind of neat, but I don't utilize this quite so much. Open drawing, okay, that's a nice button there. But you see at the bottom, last used drawings. Here's maybe the best part about this. So all the drawings that you've recently worked on. So you're working on a drawing, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, whatever time you leave. You shut down, you come back the next day, you open her up, and your drawings that you last used is sitting right there. And you don't have to go, find it wherever it is buried on the server somewhere or, wherever. Um, so really, this pops up. I just kind of go right away for that. Okay. Um,
Okay.
and you can skip this altogether. You can switch this off if at a certain moment you say, you know what, let's just skip this part and open up a standard space.
Okay.
You
When I
say,
was
okay,
playing around earlier, I was picking the XY plane just for because it was closer to kind of what we do every day anyway to start out with. But
that's
I just
fine.
hit OK, like you
Yep,
said.
yep, just like that. Um, so I'm gonna come over to my screen, I think, for a little bit, and then
Okay.
feel free. The best way, in my opinion, is to kind of bounce back and forth. You have a question, share your screen. Some people are like scared to share their screen. I don't know. Um, they feels invasive. I don't know. I guess I could see that, but just feel free to say, "Hey, let me share real quick," and we'll jump right in. Um,
Well,
so you guys,
we tried
you
that.
guys, you guys can see mine here. Um,
Yeah.
Now let's see, mine might look a little different from yours. You might have, for example, the feature list is down here somewhere, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks maybe something closer to that. Um, so
Yeah.
so I'll work like this for a little bit, and then in a minute I'll show you how you can kind of drag these around. Um, if you're working on a panel, for example, you're going to have feature steps. For example, I have one that's like maybe 700 feature steps or even more. So to have your feature list in this kind of small little space can be very beneficial to say, you know, hey, I want this to be here. So I got the full height to that. And you can, of course, drag this back down here and rearrange these however you like.
Okay.
So just a little bit here. So these are your views. This says views. That means basically model and sheet space. I have a saying, or let's see, for example, I'm just gonna grab a quick part here to demonstrate a couple of things. So we have this part here, it's in model space, and I have here sheet 1, where I also have, well, exactly the same part, which looks exactly the same here. Now, what's the difference between a view in model space and a view in sheet space? And the answer is nothing. They're exactly the same. They work exactly the same. And whatever happens in one view happens in another view. So let's say that, for example, and maybe just watch for a minute. Don't maybe try to keep up. We'll have plenty of time to work at your you know, at learning speed. I just want to show you some concepts here. So here I'm actually just going to create some views. So I have 3 views here, and that just allows me to, you know, work independently here without these views, you know, changing on me. Because let's say, for example, I want to put a hole, you know, here in the center of this. Like, look what's happening on these other views. So I put the hole here, it's everywhere, it's even over here. So all the views are syncing together all the time. Maybe one small exception would be details and sectionals. They update just like these other views, but you have to, sometimes you have to request an update because, for example, say you have a 150-page shop drawing submittal here or something. You don't want every single sectional detail updating all the time. Your PC resources are going to be used to update all those views. Whereas, for example, you maybe only want to update the view that you're currently looking at. So, you know, in a 100-sheet submittal, you probably got, you know, possibly 50 to 100 different sectionals and detail views, maybe floating through the drawing set. And that'll make a little more sense when we start going. But everything talks to one another, everything syncs up. So we'll come back over to here, and you can manage. I'll just delete that sketch. You can manage from a sheet space just like you can model space. So let's say, you know, I wanted another hole on top here. We'll come back over here, and there's my hole. So drawing in a sheet view is no different than drawing in model space. For me, I might keep a few views in model space, but I'll keep them all 1-to-1. And say down here for your sheet, let's say I want to put, shoot, I got to run something, missing my frames. Okay, I'll use a did frame for now, but I'll reset that in a minute. Let's say I pick up this frame right here. Sorry, I deselected it. And I scale this to, I don't know. So here I got 1/2 inch scale for this sheet, and my model here should all be 1-to-1. Not sure why they're not. So here, something goofy's going on. Here you change the scale. I can just drag these back out. So what's happening on my computer is I did an update last night, and I forgot to run a little program to fully activate a couple of things. So right now I'm only seeing these DIN frames, which is annoying me just a little bit. So I'm going to close out for just a second, and I'm going to activate that and start back up.
Is that something we already have?
You should. We can check yours too. If you want to share your screen, we can see if sometimes during the installation, even though you check the box, it doesn't always load all the frames, in which case I just run this program that allows you to switch back and forth from imperial to metric. But if one of y'all wants to share your screen, so you can just click on that frame menu, and you can see if you have DIN and imperial.
Where's that at?
Almost dead in the middle of your screen.
That was
Up a little higher, it says frame.
I
A
got
little
this
bit over.
thing in my way. I can't read it all. I got to bring it down.
okay. You're on drawing. Yeah, when I was doing the action side, the only I had was the DINs.
All right.
Yeah, I don't have any ANSI.
Okay. Well, let's all do it then.
What do I need to be clicking on?
Frame.
If you want to check, yeah, just click the
down
frame
and
button.
then right two. Down one. Up.
Oh.
There you go.
And not the drop down, just the button. And you can say yes or no. It doesn't really matter. It's gonna, since you're in model space, it's asking you if you want to change the sheet space. So here you only have the DINs too. Okay, so we all need to do the same action here. So that's good. So go ahead and close HiCAD down. And let me pull something while you guys are doing. Yeah, it is here. Oh, that's user. I want computer. So once it's shut down, you'll have an application in your start menu where the ISD installs are called computer parameter configurator.
Found it.
I see it.
All right, and
Okay.
I'm gonna do mine from a different area because I have multiple HiCAD versions running on this computer, and it should look something like that.
View, burial.
So imperial.
Civil engineering. Imperial.
Yep.
And let's see,
Imperial.
you might have some of these grayed out depending on the licenses that if you probably didn't purchase a DSTV license, so that might be grayed out. Don't worry about that. I'm going to do something. Okay, I'm going to check this box on my computer, but you do not need to check it. It's something, again, I forgot to do yesterday. And we're going to say okay, and it's just going to say changes are going to be made. We're going to say okay, and you'll see a little progress bar. And Yeah, it always says something funny happened. It worked fine. So I'm just gonna say no here.
Mine says it was good.
Yeah, mine did just fine.
Okay. Well, that's probably because I got all this extra stuff going on over here. Um, okay. So now you can restart your software. I got a little button here. By the way, I try not to use this too much for you, but basically it allows me to have all these different HiCAD versions available on my computer.
Okay.
Because Windows is only able to register one version. So we kind of have to trick it a little bit to have a couple of different versions.
Okay.
And this won't come up for you because I'm connected to a PDM system. Okay. Once it back up, you should see these top three. You will not see these bottom four. So you'll see from here on up. So DINs, ANSYs, and arches. Do you see those?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's what I've
Okay.
got.
All right, good. Let's see. Suggest scale. All right.
Should I be selecting one of these?
You can. You're welcome to play around. I'm just gonna start back into finishing kind of what I was going over. Do you understand what the views? All the views are
Yeah.
syncing together. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and basically, when it comes to like a shop drawing set, let's see, do I have that here somewhere? I've got a glazing set here. So basically, you're going to consist of a model, and you're not limited to just one view for your model. You can, of course, have multiple ones. But all your sheets are consisting of views and a title block. It is all the exact same view type that's found in model space. So all these are just details and sections that are cut from a different sheet. So anyway, that's all I'm trying to tell you is between model and sheet space, they're really the same. Only sheet space allows you to add a frame and have that frame only be visible in that sheet. Is kind of one of the things that it does, because if everything's talking to one another, say you add a frame into your model, you need a way to isolate it to only that sheet. So that's kind of what that purpose is. All right, so let's come back over here. So those are views. Views basically means model, sheets, and views. Which drawing? That's where you could say, well, I have this drawing one here. I could click this, say blank space, and then say new drawing, and now I have, drawing two. And I can switch back and forth from drawing one, drawing two. Let's say drawing two has, some kind of cylinder on it. So I think you can use something like, I think it's like 17 or some strange number like that. You can have like 17 drawings open at one time. I don't know why it's 17, but I think that's the number.
Okay.
Okay, so drawings, views. This is here your part structure. And remind me again, you guys have other 3D modeling experience or no?
Yeah.
Barry does.
Okay.
I'm sort of limited.
Okay. So yeah, basically you have a part structure. Right now, I have a cylinder, and let's say I also had a cube in here. And say they were, assembled together.
This thing's asking me to create a drawing file. Just hit new.
Yes, okay.
Oh,
So
yes,
yeah,
I
you
see that.
have a blank. So you see this blank icon here?
Uh-huh.
That's it's a little, I could see it being a little confusing, but this means that you want a blank space to then create a blank drawing. Clicking on this icon is kind of just selecting a new window where a drawing could then be created in that window. Some people think, hey, you click this, now we have a drawing, and then they go right away to model and say, oh, please create. Well, clicking this doesn't mean it's a blank drawing. It means it's a space where then a blank drawing can be created.
It's another model space.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. The other
When I
thing
click
is,
on
yeah, go
when I
ahead.
click on the far left one, it pre-populates with a title block.
The one you have like first here.
Yes. Yeah, I have drawing 1, drawing 2, and then that empty one, like you said. But drawing 2 seems to be like a model space, and drawing 1 seems to be like a paper space because it's got a title block in it.
Here's a time where you can just quickly share your screen so we're all looking at it.
Sure.
Did you add that title block, or you think you did, or you think you didn't, or?
I think I didn't.
Oh, frame.
Am I sharing?
Not yet.
Share content. Okay, here we go. That's the right one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see how that's a title block here?
Yep. It got added somehow. I don't know whether you did it or you think you did or think you didn't,
I
but
think in
somehow
the
it got on there.
frames, I picked the top left.
Okay.
I picked this one.
Okay. So I think you did add it based on what you're saying.
Yeah.
So this is really no different than the other drawings. This one, you've just happened to add a title block too.
Okay.
Now, it will let you add a title block in model space. Why would you do that? I don't know. Generally speaking, I would add a title block to a sheet space, but it will allow you to add it to model space, but that's why it pops up and asks you. For example, let's delete this one. So right click on the frame in the drawing.
Oh, right on the frame in the drawing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just find the delete button. It's kind of near the bottom. It's a big X there,
That's
a little bit over. There you go. Yep.
okay. I don't
All
know
right.
what the heck. Okay.
The logo will go away when you start moving. It's okay.
Yeah.
So let's say that now. Well, are you in sheet space or model space? I could guess, but how could you find out?
I guess, does it matter? I guess it would matter because you don't want your title blocks in there in your model space.
So there you go. You're in views. It looks like you moved things around just a little bit. That's fine.
I don't know what I did.
Right now, are you in sheet space or model space? Do you know?
Well, because I'm going to guess model space because the background is dark and I've got this gizmo there.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
No,
Probably wrong.
you are right, but the reason that you're right is because you see how model space, you have view 1 is red. Red means
Yes.
it's active.
Okay.
So click on down to view 2 in sheet 1. So just click on it. And now
Okay.
you're in the sheet
Okay.
space.
My favorite space or sheet space is different
And
background.
were you playing around with the backgrounds or?
Yeah, I was
Okay,
earlier.
that's fine. It's no problem at all. I just didn't know if
Last
happened
Last week.
magically or not. Yes.
No, ain't no
So
magic happening over here.
so in my case, I have the exact same background from sheet space to model space. So
Okay.
I would have to look and see which view is active, meaning it's bold red instead of I guess standard black text there.
Yeah. I'm gonna write
So
that down. Red is
okay,
active.
there you go. And that's the same for part structure and a lot of different things over there
Okay.
in the area that we're focusing on right now over there on the left.
Right. Same for part structure. Okay. Sorry.
No problem. All right, now what I want you to do is go back to your frame button and try to add a frame. Okay, you see, pause for a minute, pause for a minute. You see that you're in model space now and you're adding a frame, which a
Oh,
frame
that's
in model
probably how that
space
happened.
is a little unusual. While it will
Right.
let you do it, it's a little unusual. So it's saying, would you like to change to sheet 1 to add this frame? And you can, of course, say no and add the frame in model space, but that's what that dialog means.
I'd rather have the frame in sheet space.
Sheet space. So you can say yes,
Yeah.
and it'll change to sheet there automatically for you. And now you could say, you know, I don't know, NCB or something, for example.
We'll try to do. Okay. And then we can
Okay.
fill this out and it pre-populates all this. This is
Yes,
nice.
and this menu will help you fill that out. This menu is also 100% customizable, as is also your title block. So when one of y'all get a chance, which brings me to another point, send me over some examples of title blocks that you guys use.
Okay.
Because included with your, I guess, purchase, you could say, is we will make a set of title blocks for you.
Okay.
Now I can do that one of two ways. We can simply make them for you and hand them over, which we'll do anyway, or I could spend a little bit of time showing you guys how that process is so that you would be able to build your own should you want to make changes or make a new title block or something in the future.
Great.
Some
Okay.
people want to know, and some people just want the files. So
That'd be nice. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we've got our standards here, but
and
I don't-
send me
sometimes-
over DWG files, please, when you get a chance
Okay.
of your title blocks.
I don't typically play with the
I'll do
title
that.
blocks too much. I just focus on drawings.
Yeah, you
I
just
prefer not
want
to.
to use them. You just want to use
Yeah,
them, right?
Exactly.
It would make things easier for getting cut sheets available for the fab guys, though.
So I can hit OK here and and it stays, or cancel. If I hit cancel, will it disappear?
The
Let's
box
see.
will go away. Actually, if you hit cancel, I think it still tries to fill it out.
Yeah, frame stays.
Oh
Yep,
yeah, the
you're
frame
right.
will definitely stay. And you see, it fills out the only info that it has, which is
Date.
that's which is the date here shown in Euro format, which we can change, of course.
Yeah. They're always backwards.
Yeah. If you do want to know while we're at it, let's go make that change.
Okay.
At the top, near the top right, you'll see a pencil and paper next to the question mark, top of your software, kind of near the closeout X. You see you got a question mark
Yeah.
and you got a pencil and paper. Hit that
I see
pencil
it.
and paper
Settings, change visual style.
and click that first one, configuration. Configuration basically means your settings.
Okay.
And we manage settings in a separate standalone settings database. This allows you to basically be able to share settings with other workstations. You could also put this on your server and everybody works to the same settings. There can be some benefits there. But let's find the one for what we're interested in. If you go over to active configuration and you hit the little expansion arrow and we go down to system settings. And I think it's in units.
Where's this configuration editor?
Oh,
Top right
sorry,
corner.
Mark. Top right corner, the little pencil and paper button.
Got it. All right.
And the first option is configuration in that menu.
All right.
Okay, you see the last one here on this screen, we got date format.
Mm-hmm.
And here you
Okay, that's where
got
we change it.
all these different options here. You can put period in between, you can use slashes, and you can show the month or the year as full, or let's see, what do we have? We got month, day, year with slashes, dots, and then I guess the reversal, and then some Euro
Oh.
standard. I don't really know what that is.
We're trying to be ISO, but I don't think we're trying to be ISO 8601. Whatever
You're
that
probably
is.
trying to be ISO 9001, probably.
Yeah. Yep. I think I've got a book on that somewhere. Yep. 9001.
Yep. Certified QA
Well,
program, right?
yep. That's actually for welding standards, but
Okay. All right.
I figured I'd go with the ISO one since it's close. It's almost 9001. It's 8000 and something, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So here, this is going to be like 2025-10-3. Is that what you want?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with that.
Month, day, year. I like the
Yeah.
second one down.
Second one down, you got.
Yeah, the
All right, I'll do
slashes.
that. Yep. A slasher.
Yeah.
Okay, so we could go with that. I don't have to
Okay.
hit save. We could just close it out.
No, we do have to hit save. And the save it's either file save, or you see those three green arrows near there. In my opinion, it kind of looks like a recycling symbol.
Yeah.
Update equals save. So that will now
Okay.
save your changes, and now you
Okay.
can close. Now,
So we could get to pretty much everything from this menu then, huh? I wonder if they
most
got
most
reset
behind
the
the
default.
scenes. So you have things like we have behind the scenes settings, and then you have more interactive settings, which might be in like a HiCAD menu while you're like working through something. But a lot of settings are found here. And feel free to poke through here.
Yeah.
My suggestion might be not to go too hog wild.
Right.
Maybe
Now what?
change one or two things and then go try to see how that influenced something, rather than going through there and just go click happy, and then all of a sudden
Rather.
very strange things start occurring and you can't really tell me exactly what you did.
Oh. At this point, I'm so green to this. I wouldn't know what's strange and what's not. So I'm just gonna leave it alone.
Now, your date change won't be reflected here till you restart HiCAD. Some things change live, and some things do not. The date is not one of them. I'll say.
Okay.
So that change will be reflected as soon as you restart.
That's
Okay,
good to know.
so
We can get to that kind of stuff right up here with configuration. Looks like among other things too. That's cool.
and that's where you would have find your color settings in there too.
Yeah.
That looks like you were playing around with.
Yep. I prefer a dark mode. Sometimes it
Okay.
just seems like I get blinded.
Hmm.
You know. Do you guys have a dark mode besides, the model space?
I don't think
Or
we have fully
besides that?
dark like that. It allows you to change. Did you find that in like a color selector, or was there something
Yeah.
called dark mode? To be honest with you,
Uh,
both my model space and sheet place are pure white, and I don't mess with anything else.
okay.
But to each their own. It's no problem to get it the way you want. Um,
I could say if everything was pure white, I would adjust to that,
hmm,
but when I go from AutoCAD to SolidWorks, it's different. This is sort of like in between.
okay.
SolidWorks is pretty bright.
Okay.
All right. So we got. Let me jump
You need me
back
to stop
over.
sharing now?
You don't need to stop. I'm just gonna share mine, and
Oh,
it'll kick you out. Um,
okay.
okay. So we got switch drawings. Talked about the views. Here's your part structure. So in this very simple assembly here, I have a cylinder and a cube. So here's something that maybe you're not used to seeing. You can model, assemble, and create sheets in the same, all in the same file or platform. You're
View?
not having to change from SolidWorks part, and then you got to do a SolidWorks assembly, and then you got to do a SolidWorks drawing.
Right.
Everything, all of that happens here together in the same configuration, basically all in the same platform, and it's all saved, by the way, to the same file. Our file extension is an SCA. Why is that? Because the German word for drawing is scene, spelled SVENE. So SCA is what it's always been. So not only are your parts captured, your assembly is captured, but also your drawing is captured here. Oh, I already added one. Your drawing is also captured in also in the same
Okay.
space. So when you save this drawing here, I'm just going to call this, example, whatever. When I save this drawing, I'm saving the parts, including any feature steps, which by the way can always be, manipulated. Say, I want this a little bit higher. So everything is captured in this one file. So parts, assemblies, and any sheets. So that's a big difference from other softwares. I think most people say that that's a really good difference, but it is a big one.
Yeah.
So we got part structure, 2D. I don't know if any of you guys played around with 2D at all, but if you can also, let me get teams out of the way here. You can also do 2D work. For example, part, and let's say in this part, I want to be, a simple plate or something with, some kind of hole in it or whatever. So this is basically a block. We don't call it a block, but it's as close as I can come up with. It's a part where this 2D geometry was captured as. Now you have to be a little bit careful because I could also draw the top view of a cylinder over here, and HiCAD thinks it's the same part because I didn't take care to start another part. Before and activate that as
okay.
red
I see.
before I drew my cylinder. So now I have part 1, which is this plate,
Yeah.
and part 2. And by the way, it's all residing in the same drawing space. So it's not like you can't draw something 2D in SolidWorks, or let's say Inventor. Say you have to do a CAD file, and then you can do 3D in Inventor, and then if you want to go to Revit, you can then go to Revit. But it's always very interesting to me that even though they're separate platforms, these Autodesk softwares just don't seem to be able to talk to one another, which always found very, very interesting to me. But so that's the other thing. So one file gets you 3D parts, 3D assemblies, any sheets, and also any 2D geometry and parts that might have been created. So we do all that in one. So notice that we have 2 structures. So here I created a couple of parts, and I could have also made a 2D assembly and have these parts be underneath
Part of
that.
that assembly. Yeah.
So the structures are separate, even though it's all in the same drawing. So 3D structure here, 2D structure here. Let's see if I'm forgetting anything. This is my little page that I created for this little intro.
I read that. Don't we have a copy of that? I'm pretty sure. Don't we?
Yeah, you should have everything. Do
Yeah.
you not?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember where it is? Maybe that's the better question.
That's in the intro, right? I'm pretty sure that's
Correct. This is the introduction. The name of the file is
introduction.
let's see.
I can
I
see
just
here in a
opened it.
second.
The name of
It's
the
the
file is
introduction
this.
to HiCAD trial installation and training manual, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's it right here.
Okay. Yeah. I knew we had that.
And hey, look who wrote this book. I made this book to
right?
to give to mostly prospects that demand a trial. We try
Oh.
not to give out trials so much because without hard instruction, it's a little hard to. You need somebody telling you what's what.
Oh yeah.
And without that, a trial isn't going to yield a positive result for anybody. So I wrote this book to try to take a lot of that guesswork out of it. And for the most part, I think it got pretty positive feedback there. But if you see
Yeah.
anything that's confusing to you, I'd sure like to hear about it. So let's
Thought you
continue
did a
here.
good job on it.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, you see all the different commands at the top. You're going to see that I probably have more than you. Sorry about that, but I have pretty much every license that's possibly
Yep. In
active.
existence.
For example, oh, come on. Why is it so hard to
Streamline.
ISD? There we go. So here's my little license manager once it comes up. So look, Look,
Oh, it's all blue.
basically, I have a
Yeah.
select all,
Yeah.
and everything's active. Well, that's because I need to be able to basically have everything available if somebody has a question on this or this or this or this. So anyway, so you'll find I got some extras up here, but hopefully that doesn't cause too much confusion.
Now the 3D DXF and DWG on that list at the top of that one column.
Yeah,
Do we have that?
3DD, I don't think so. It's a separate license and a separate purchase, which of course is available. The reason why it's separate is because that money goes straight to Autodesk. Um,
Yeah,
so
unfortunately.
So uh, regular 2D DWGs, DXFs, no problem. You already have that. But if you need to import any of those 3D DWGs, it would be a separate module to buy. I don't think it's too bad, but I want to say it might be like $1,500 or something, unfortunately, because it's their price, not ours.
Yeah, I
Because
understand.
we had to collaborate to make that communication work. And
Yep.
anyway,
Well, it's that way with everybody, not just you guys.
I imagine so. Yeah.
Hmm. All about the
Um.
licensing.
Yep.
That all goes to Autodesk. It's ridiculous sometimes.
Next thing you know, they're going to start issuing tokens in order to read a 3D DWG file.
They
One.
are for point clouds with their forget the name. I've got it. Uh,
Sounds like a big scam to
oh,
nickel and dime their customers to death.
yeah, it is even on the developer side. So if you want to be a developer, like that's my hobby is developing AutoCAD stuff. They
Hmm.
want you to pay for that their knowledge bases too, and they're not even right. I'm having to come up break
Pretty dingus.
yeah, blaze my own trail with how to get, like, for example, a
Damn
helix
it.
done. You know,
What did you say? A helix?
yeah, it's their documentation. So, they've got a lot of different platforms. They've got Autolist, and you probably know a little bit of the history of AutoCAD, where they started out with Visual Basic, and now they're doing things, and they're trying to move people towards .NET, that framework, and now they've just
Hmm.
changed it to something else. But anyway, they're supposed to have all this documentation for developers so they can, develop things. And not all of the documentation is available, and what is available is not correct. So you're left with these developer groups and forums, which I belong to
Yeah.
figure things out and blaze our own trail with how to do things, like, for example, with the Helix. They've got it documented at Helix, but doesn't work with it
Doesn't
with the
work.
com with the com interface. So yeah, it's a racket. And then, but now they've got Autodesk platform services for developers, which they've got their free tier, but it doesn't get you anything. If you really want to develop some really cool high tech stuff, it's a monthly payment just to
Yeah.
develop. It's insane.
I mean, they definitely got a hold. They got a hold on the market, and so I guess
Yeah.
they figure they can get away with it, and they do.
Yeah.
We're trying to change that slowly and surely, but they have a big hold, and so
Yep.
we try to connect with eager customers such as you guys to change change the ways some things are done and improve, streamline, um, use use more modern solutions to speed things up. But
Right.
and maybe you've heard me say this before, there's a lot of companies out there that are just fine being a mediocre company. They're like, hey,
Yep.
we're getting by just fine. Well, think of how you could increase revenue with with additional tools. No, we're doing okay. Um, and then they go back out to their manual mill and lay it out there in the shop, and you sit here thinking the same thing. Oh no, my machinist doesn't know CNC. Well, you might, I don't want to get somebody out of a job, but you might either need a new machinist, or you need your machinist to learn, or you get an
Yep.
additional machinist, because there is still value behind somebody that can operate those more manual machines for machining parts.
For
There's
sure.
still value there. Um,
Yep. I agree.
anyway, let's see what else. So a couple of, maybe at least it's obvious to me, but maybe not to you. So here's where you can change your representations. We got some different types of shading that are very similar, but just a little bit different. Here there's this one. God, I didn't even really see a
Yeah, that
difference
looks
there,
pretty cool.
um, but here's my tip. You see this one right here on the end?
Uh-huh.
This one requires the least amount of PC resources by far. So
That's what I'm gonna use right there.
if you got a very large drawing and you want it to be as smooth as possible, stay away from this one, or this one. Just go right away to this one. I just use this one all the time. Because to be honest, do I really see a difference between that and this? It's barely anything. You see, you get like an extra, you get that edge is now shown. You see the difference? It's very, very small.
It's like a difference between a 780 and a or with high def TV.
Yeah.
1080
Oh, okay.
versus what is it, 720
720p
something?
versus 1080p.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you can't tell the difference at all.
Yeah, that's true. Which is interesting because 720p is not that far from 480p, and 480p is well, I wouldn't say is nothing to get too excited about, but
Right? What's our phones? Is like 300 something max? I don't remember.
yeah, it also depends on the size of the screen that you're looking at it on. I mean, that
Hmm.
480p on a 12-inch tablet probably doesn't look so bad.
Right.
But on a 75-inch television, I don't think you're gonna like that too much. So.
No.
So okay, we got that. We got the different types of views here. I think you probably played with that a little bit. So you got top,
Mhm.
front, left, AXO. And these are some quickie shortcuts. You can also expand on this. So if you want, we have what's called quick access. We have quick access toolbar, which are these right up here. And that
Okay.
can be configured here. We also have what's called the transparent toolbar. Transparent toolbar are these. I guess because they're kind of transparent. I don't know. This is just what we call a transparent toolbar. And here, you can pull from a lot of different other categories so that you have buttons either here or here. Should you find one that you like, but maybe it's a little buried, consider putting it here or here. Um, you can also add keyboard shortcuts to various commands. There is one, the only requirement there is that it's not already being used by by default. Like there's a few of them that we'll get to here or there that are, we'll call them system shortcuts, whereas you can't change them. It is what it is. But if
Okay.
it's not something that's taken, and there's not too many of those, let's see, all shortcuts. Actually, here they are. So these are the bottom here are ones that already exist for something default, and some of them like aren't so bad, like zoom view zoom all is home key. So that's the equivalent of hitting this button right here. Home is the same as that. Print, control P, you know, we tried to stick with the obvious. Control S, control N opens a new drawing.
Yeah, like standards.
Yeah.
Looks like.
Um,
Yeah. Control S
so
for
as long
save.
as it's not taken by a system, you can add your own to. Pretty sure it's any of these.
Is there an
I don't.
alias
Um,
or is it just keyboard shortcuts? There's
it's
no like alias list we could.
keyboards.
Okay.
What do you mean by alias? Maybe I don't quite understand.
Alias, like for example, like for AutoCAD, the stretch command is S, and I changed it
Oh,
to
okay.
because I use slice so much, I took over that S and just changed the alias. Now stretch you can always get with a ST or you can assign it something else. It's always going to be ST, but I'll just hit S for a keyboard shortcut for slice.
If it's
And
not
that's
taken by a
yeah.
system, if it's not taken by a system shortcut, or by another shortcut that you've already assigned to something, then you can assign a combination of keys or a key or whatever you want.
Okay. I like that.
You just can't reassign a system to something different, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Um,
Those are all taken.
yep, these are taken.
What is control plus D6? So we'll hold control, hit D, and then 6. I'm just curious for that function.
Where'd
Scroll
you
up.
see that? In here somewhere?
Uh, yep, right there.
D6.
How do you execute that? Just hold control, then press D and 6. You got to do all 3 at the same time, or how is that
Not
executed?
sure I actually know what D6 is. I wonder if that's something on a
I know. That's
European
why I was
keyboard.
asking.
Uh,
What there? D7, D8. What's one? We don't have a D8 key.
It would be a directional key.
maybe.
Yeah, so like 6 on the number pad has an arrow that goes to the right, so it could be direction 6 possibly. No, because 7 doesn't have anything. No.
Let's see.
Wonder if it's the F keys instead of F, like
Oh,
F8.
function keys.
Yeah, I wonder if they
Well,
actually put D instead of F.
I don't have function keys. Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
there's
do.
a F1, F2. Yeah, you're right.
Let's see. Well, here is, so our help page can be accessed here. You can also, in a lot of cases, hover over a button like sectional view.
Tooltips.
If
Yeah.
you hover over a button and hit F1 on the keyboard, it often will
Okay.
take you right into the right page.
I'm gonna write that down. I like that.
However, this help page does have a pretty good structure over here on the left, where you can kind of say, say you have a question on sheet metal, and then you come in here and say, corner processing's, miter, and you can find something not too hard by the structure. You can also search in here. Let's see. I'm gonna say shortcuts, and
Okay, that's
keyboard
cool.
layout and shortcuts.
Yeah,
I was wondering if it would say anything about the D keys.
D6. Yeah, I'm gonna want to print that out. That's a good one right there.
See, that's keyboard layout. Keyboard layout and shortcuts in the drawing. Oh, okay. Those links are on this same page. Still not sure I know what D6 means.
Yeah,
Function
it said
search.
D6, D7, and D8, whatever that is. I thought Marco maybe might have been on to something with the directional keys. Maybe it's a directional 6, but they don't call that. They call it the number pad.
Yeah, maybe over on the numpad. Let's see. Well, what was it? It was
Plus D6. Yep,
control plus D6.
yep. Sounds like
Control,
bingo. Bingo. D6.
control D6.
I don't remember what it said it did.
Oh, I'm trying it. Nothing too much is happening here.
Uh-oh.
Something happened.
Okay,
Activated some kind of DLL there.
enough of my questions. Crash the machine.
What was it supposed to do? So it was a variable
I
something,
don't
wasn't it?
remember that part. Okay,
Variables
variables,
memory.
memory, create macro, execute macro.
Execute script. Now, control J, I do know that one.
Yeah.
Like, for
Well,
example,
what's a D8?
control J brings up this, here's where you can load a script, a CSVB or JS file.
I wonder if it is the directional,
I was trying
because
it.
in that way, Control D7, create macro. I'm gonna try that. Oh, that doesn't do anything over here for me.
It is, looks like it's refreshing
Mystery.
something. I'm doing control and numpad 7.
Okay, I think that was that the create macro? Yeah. So a macro would be like a secondary command.
Let's try here, just say open script editor, control H. And it's going to bring
Yeah, a
up
macro would
our
be a
script
script.
editor. Yeah.
Right there's your macro. And what was it? Oh, it was to create. So, okay.
Yeah, you can so you
Oh,
can
okay.
create APIs to APIs can be inserted. Now I'm not an API guy, but we do have somebody that is here in, well, he works out of the same office that I do. And he's a couple years behind me, but he's a computer engineer and he's been focusing on heavy on the script stuff with HiCAD while I've maybe gone more the functionality and training and demos way. But he's pretty good.
TypeScript.
C sharp.
Okay.
And so yeah, it's rather advanced, but you can complement
Yeah.
you can program things to insert into a feature list. You can insert a feature script into a particular part to you know calculate something or accomplish something that way rather than with clicks. So you can do some neat things there, and really with the APIs that you can create, kind of the sky's the limit when it comes to us. You can add your own ribbon bars and you can create your own buttons and
I like that.
where maybe the
Especially when we got,
software falls short, on something specific that you or another customer wants, usually an API can then make up for that to to get the to get the user exactly what they want to see.
Yep. Yeah, I'll be playing with that for sure.
Yeah, sounds good.
Application programming interface.
I can put you in touch with Christopher at a certain moment.
Okay.
He's yeah, he's been studying it heavy. He's been here maybe about 2 years with the company. About twice that, but he's been studying that side pretty
Well,
heavy.
what really helps is when you know the software first,
Correct.
you know. So it'll be a while, but that's going to be something I'm definitely jump into.
And I don't know the first thing about C#, so it's like, as for me, I would have to go take C# for Dummies or something to even begin to
Yeah.
understand it.
Or just go at it blindly. You'd be surprised how much you learn that way. Just like I'm doing today.
Or I knew nothing about G code for the CNCs, and I
Yeah.
got tossed in there one day at another place, and
Yep.
I didn't know. You read that screen and the code's flying by. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
Yeah.
But then you start looking at it closely. You're like, okay, all right, the spindle turns on, and you're coming down Z minus this, and okay, now I can see
Yeah.
kind of what's going
Yeah,
on.
it's usually a lot of X, Y, Z movements.
Yep.
A lot of M's, a lot of
Yeah.
M
You
codes.
know, the good part about that is I don't think it's changing a whole lot.
I think each machine has their own M codes, but other than that, I think
Yeah,
it's
right. G code is still G code,
yeah.
but I guess they are because I've seen it change, or you can change the way your machine handles it with I think they're called function codes. So it's like a G code with an additional machine learning function. You know what I'm saying?
Or an M code,
They,
maybe a
they,
machine
they're,
code.
yeah, they're slipping machine code in along with it's not really common. It's not crazy anymore. But yeah, I get what you're saying about the G code.
Yeah, I knew nothing, and it was a little rough there in the beginning. Not gonna lie, but
Mhm.
and I didn't do it for too long. My problem was I didn't have any machining experience, so um, speeds and feeds was a little rough. Just didn't really I didn't really have any idea, and so I was just sort of trying things and didn't really have any guidance, a whole lot of guidance there. The head machinist was a master with the manual mills and lathes, but he couldn't tell you what to run a particular tool
Yeah.
with the high
Well, 3D
spindle.
printers, that's where I really got familiar with G code. It's just
Oh,
because
okay.
3D printers use G code too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can design in CAD all you want, but it ain't gonna 3D print unless you turn that into G code.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what the 3D printers use these days is all G code.
Sure. And they didn't used to have the cam. You used to have to sit there and pound these codes out on
Oh yeah.
on the
Jeez.
keyboard.
I can't imagine that. That would
That's the way they taught us in school for machining. We had to learn how to handwrite all the code first before we were allowed to use Mastercam or anything.
oh man.
Yeah, I did a little bit
Type
of
it
that.
all in on notebook and then pull it on a flash drive, put it on a little simulator and make sure the graph did what you want. Yeah, fun
Yep.
stuff.
Yeah.
And you get the little syntax typos.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I use AI to do all my checking now for syntax errors. Gotta be
And we
careful.
have
AI.
our script editor will do that too.
Yeah.
All right. Another one of the difference from our software is, while escape key will work in a lot of ways, we have your standard left and right click, but middle mouse button also performs a lot of functions such as execute or close a window. Like for example, let's say I place a very, very small, let's make that a little bit bigger. Let's just say I pick I'll be metric for a moment. So let's say that I place this sheet on, well, the origin, which happens to be in the middle of something that's maybe not so smart, but instead of clicking OK or apply, I can say middle mouse button to place it and then close the dialog. And I didn't have to move my cursor over to that OK or apply. So there can be some benefits there. By the way, I just see that I did an installation last night and I'm missing one of my keys. Let's see.
Great.
I'm gonna
Now,
say
is that customizable? Can we
Which?
make that do something else, like the middle mouse button, or will it?
No.
Or is that
That is
that's
that is what it is. It's baked
Okay.
in. It's the
Man, what are you missing? Seems like
to
you
get
have
rid of it.
everything under the sun.
I have something. So this undo button here,
Mm-hmm.
it undoes, but it's like recording what it's undoing so that you could then go redo if you want to.
Okay.
Say your model's a little big, you don't want to wait so long to just undo something. We have one that just basically does, it's called undo without redo. Basically, it undoes it. It's very quick, but it's not making it, it's not capturing the data so that you could then say redo on. Now, you have to be a little
I
careful
get you.
with it, but
Yeah.
I would expect that to be here. Did they hide that somewhere? Or did they finally get rid of it?
Are people complaining?
I don't think so. Here it is. All right.
Undo without redo. Where was it? In default?
Transparent,
Group?
actually, which is interesting
Okay.
because so these are the transparent, these are the standard transparent options, and then you drag them over. So here I'm going to click this. I'm going to switch this over. Unfortunately, it does put it at the bottom, so I have to say up, 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 up,
Okay.
up,
I
up.
see. You're customized. So we could get rid of some of those things in the transparent menu
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
right?
sure.
Okay. Right
I'm
there,
not sure
and
that,
that's how we do it.
I don't know if you'd want to, but you
Right.
could. Most of them I think are pretty useful. But so now I say okay, and sometimes I have to like switch it on and off a couple of times. It's a little strange.
Got to restart first.
Usually doesn't. Let
So
me,
what would it do? You would put that right next to,
oh, there it is. You see?
yeah, yep.
But I don't want it there. I want it on the end. So I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna bump that up. Now it's
There it
there.
is.
So yeah, it's very fast. So say you want to undo a large operation that you just did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got to understand that if you don't like the result, you're gonna have to create it again. You can't hit that redo again. But this undo without redo, it's very quick. And so that's why I like it. For the most part, I'm not really doing anything like critical. But anyway, if you want to use it, that's fine. Just be a little careful with it. So yeah, so middle mouse button. I think you maybe learn a little better by doing, but it can execute things. Because say I want to place this sheet and I place it over here somewhere. I got to move my cursor back over here and click OK. If I hit apply, that allows me to place another sheet. If I click OK, it would apply and close that. But anyway, it's just a little bit of time saved by having here and just middle mouse and it closes. It's small, it's minor, but it can be useful. Okay. I know Marco, you said you did a little bit. You want to just maybe walk me through what you did do, just so I can understand where you're
I
at?
did, I think all of exercise 1 and 2. I didn't really save anything, so it probably wouldn't hurt to go back, and
That's okay. All right.
I actually made all the exercise 3 then. I don't mind redoing it and getting a little bit more fluent in the keys here.
Okay. So usually what I do is, so we're gonna do a couple of real simple, go through some basics, and then I show you how you can apply this. But 2D, to be honest with you, you're gonna use it for DXF import. You're gonna use it for creating contours that you're gonna save to your library, or extrusions or profiles. So that's really where you're going to use it. So I try to focus on those things. Here we got a certain type of, I think that's a Carter profile for a fusion system. But anyway, all right. So let's start with very basic 2D. Let's just get that out of the way. So I'm going to scratch some of this demo stuff I have
I'm gonna run to
open.
the potty real quick.
Oh, that's fine. Let's take like about 5 or 10 minutes if you want, and then we'll continue.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, good. We'll reconvene at 11:15.
Alrighty.
Hungry? Already had breakfast?
Yeah. I'm good. Yeah. It's it. Yeah. Anything that.
Marco,
Was it
how do I unhide myself? Can't
unhide?
find unhide.
I can see you. I think you are unhidden.
Oh, I'm not. I can't see me on the screen.
Go to views up in the top right, the teams button usually, and gallery or people.
Oh, I see it. More. It's under more options. Unhide me. There it is. So it was views, more options.
Camera.
Yeah. Well, there's full screen. So I was looking for earlier.
Deal. So I had to hook up some RC stuff yesterday, some new electronics
Mm-hmm.
and real fancy stuff. Couldn't get anything to talk right. I had to friggin' plug it into a computer and do a firmware update for friggin' RC parts, man.
Oh, I get it. You got little microcontrollers on there. They need firmware updates sometimes.
Yeah. I
But,
guess it's a newer model receiver for that
just gotta,
control.
just gotta be careful. A lot of times that's how things end up getting bricked.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I got it all dialed in today, though. I need to get a good laptop for at home. I don't have one.
I need a new one too. I got that sucker about maxed out every day.
Right. We got what, Black Friday coming up. Should be some good deals, huh? Not after that.
Oh, that's right. Black Friday's coming up.
Yeah. I need it for my laser graver. Still playing around with that.
Mm-hmm.
The old laptop. I got it talking at first, and then it's like an old ass version. I think it's Windows Vista or 7 or something. I forget the old, but
Oh boy, yeah, that's a dinosaur.
yeah. So it got to the point where Google Chrome wouldn't even let me go on the internet, and was like, no, this stuff's too old. It's not secure.
Nowadays, you gotta, for something like that, it probably wouldn't be bad if you wiped the whole hard drive out and ran some kind of a Linux. They've got these alternative operating systems that look and feel just like Windows now.
Yeah.
They run a lot lighter, not less bloaty.
Well, training.
You know. Okay. Survived.
All right. Good break.
Yeah.
Good break. Yep.
Okay, so let's start on a very, very simple 2D here just to get some basic concepts down.
Okay.
So if you haven't already done so, we're going to want a blank space with a new drawing, a 3D main assembly not needed here. We're going to be working in 2D.
Okay.
Now, a couple of things. Even though you see a 3D system is active and we're looking at this in some kind of isometric vantage point here, we're working in 2D, so that bears actually no relevance here. Where any 2D work is going to be done on the XY screen plane. So this is going to bear no influence over it. You see how actually I went to 2D and it snapped
Yeah.
into the screen plane, and you see this is still showing as isometric. Now, if that confuses you, you can always hit, I think it's F3, and the globe would go away.
Okay.
So you have that. I usually just, it doesn't bother me so much once you understand what's going on, so I usually just leave it on. But anyway, just wanted to point that out.
So
So
is
what we're
it
going to do,
always, can
Yeah,
you
go
do
ahead.
2D on, like, let's say the ZY or ZX?
No, it's going to be the
Always with the
XY.
XY.
It's the screen plane. It's always going to be the screen plane. So if you wanted to complement, for example, a 3D drawing set with maybe, maybe you can overlay, you could import your architectural drawing if you wanted to show some of those details that you don't want to draw in 3D, for example, you can overlay that in the background and actually have your 3D view right on top of it. And when you print, it looks
That'd be pretty cool.
looks like it should, even though
Yeah.
you got 2D and 3D going on. We can of course go over that. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to come right up here to 2D. So for the next few minutes, we're going to work only with 2D part, 2D geometry, and 2D dimensions.
Okay.
So we're just going to create a part. Very important in 2D is to create that part before you start drafting. I'll come up here sometimes and I'll say, I want a rectangle, and a circle or whatever. And this is now teal or blue or whatever you want to call it. This geometry was written to this sort of generalized block, if you will. So if you don't create that part, then all your lines and elements, I'll call them, are just going in as a hodgepodge on whatever part happens to be red when you start drafting. So creating this part provides that structure to your drafting. So we're just going to start out. We can call this plate or whatever you want. And I'll put that part there. You see how, not quite sure what the little dots are, but you see how it's mostly white? And as soon as I draw something, it becomes blue. So white means there's no elements written to it, and as soon as you make anything, it could be a point. Now it lights up. So now it has data written to that part or block, if you want to think of it as.
Okay.
All right. So we are going to, what I might suggest is maybe take a screenshot of this page, of this image. And if you have another screen, that's handy. Of course, you're probably watching the meeting on one screen and drawing on the other. So
Yep.
I have the luxury of 3 screens here. So I throw one over on the other. It's really hard to be in all these meetings that I have. I need 2 screens to work. But to have that one third screen where the meeting is on it, and then you can still use your 2 screens and do what you're used to doing, really helps out, I think.
Okay.
But I'm in meetings so much. If you're not in a lot of online meetings, then it's probably not such a big deal. So you got a part, and we're going to draft a rectangle with this key. So the way this works is simply you click the start point, and now you see your endpoint is, dynamically adjusting to your cursor. And you can use the snaps there. If you zoom out, your snaps get I guess tighter, or they get looser. If you zoom in, you see now you got different decimal points going on. So the zoom impacts the snaps of your cursor. So using that scroll wheel. Now, say in this case, we simply know that we want a 3.5 by 3 rectangle. So I just want to type it in. Well, the way to do that is the space bar. You hit space bar, and now you have a dialog, and the syntax here is X space Y. So here I'm going to say 3.5 space 3.
And hit OK.
And hit OK or enter.
Does the middle click work there?
I think you need an enter. You need OK or enter there. The middle click is more a 3D.
Okay.
It's more of a 3D function. Okay, so now we have some holes or circles here. So you see your circle command is here. And the way this one works, it's pretty similar, I think, to just about anything, but you got to set a center point. And then your circle is extracted from that. Well, our center point here is in a unique position here, 3/4 over. and 1 inch up. So how do we get to there? Well, we could put a lot of auxiliary construction lines to offset to get there, and then put the circle there. But we got some better ways. If you hit enter on your keyboard, you will access a bunch of point options, is what we call these. And we'll slowly get to these one by one. Feel free to explore on your own. But two most commonly used ones are going to be either this just from point, give a reference point, and we give it an X and Y offset from that, or a midpoint. If you want to calculate, for example, the middle of this, you could say from corner to corner, or midpoint here to midpoint at the bottom. But for this circle, we want to use this from point. And look what HiCAD does actually talk to you kind of like AutoCAD does. It's just this small line down here. It's asking for the reference point. And these are different types of point. A P point, R stands for relative. W, I don't actually know. It's unique. And then an F is be like a perpendicular point. I think the German word for perpendicular starts with F. But what reference point? I'm just going to click here. And I stands for E. So endpoint is I. Sorry about that.
I'll run this course, it'll be over. Like,
I had my part up and then I deleted it.
Okay.
I'm trying to, somehow I've got 3 squares here. I'm trying to highlight them and delete them so I can
just share real quick. Let's look at it.
share.
The delete key does not do much.
You might have a hard time seeing because now I got black on black.
I can see it well
change my
enough.
background.
So let's jump over to the 2D part structure first. Okay, you're in that. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that. I see that view is active. So your parts were written to, I guess, a view block that is defaultly created. So I don't think you created that part before you started drafting. But let's just get rid of these. So to get rid of these, you go up here and hit that delete key under your 2D geometry. It's kind of in the middle.
Under
It's almost right smack in the middle of all those tools.
not these.
Those are
There you go.
those aren't tools. Yeah, you see that delete button?
Straight up.
Go up.
Right up? Okay, right there. That's
Yep.
it.
And you click that.
And then what?
Are they actually there? I'm not sure those
Yeah.
parts are.
I just made another one. Oh, maybe I'm not out of my command. Okay. Hit escape and then delete. Okay, no. Yeah, okay, so the delete. Now the delete
okay.
command is active. Now
I'm used to seeing it light up when you get. Let's see. Let me try it on mine. Maybe I'm thinking of. Yeah, it lights up on my side. I wonder if that black on. I wonder if that's
Yeah.
changing something. But as a side
need to
note here,
change that back.
Gary,
Yeah.
you can say you could have said select delete in a rectangle. If you hit that drop down of delete,
Okay.
I think you maybe could have done that. You see in a rectangle, the
Oh,
first one down, and that way you wouldn't have had to do all those clicks. But
There it is. I like that.
okay.
but
I
anyway,
got you.
that's okay.
All right, so
We'll
now
try that.
I
You
want
can try that
to
next time. So let's
create a new
first create
part.
a part. Yeah.
Where are we? Okay, part. Create part. Okay.
And you
So
can
there's
name
our
this to your
part.
liking. It can be
It's
called part.
active.
That doesn't bother me. Oh,
Just
yeah.
call it part for now. And then you had a rectangle right there. And then do we need to create another part to put the circle, or you want to have this all?
No, so we're drafting
Or
a
is that
plate.
only?
So it's
That's
it's a plate with holes in it. So think of
Okay.
a 1/2 inch plate. It doesn't give a depth. Let's say it's a 1/2 inch plate and we got some clearance holes that we're putting in it.
Something like that.
Yeah. However, the length and width of this rectangle,
Okay. We need to
what
get
is
that
it?
fixed. We don't know yet.
Okay,
Okay,
so
there's now it's highlighting
so with
somehow.
HiCAD, while you could use 2D constraints to dimension this after creating it, we've got ways to just draw it right in the first place.
Okay, so
So let's
let me
back up.
delete this. Go undo or delete
Either one. You'll find
this.
different things get you to the same place. Yeah, try out that inner rectangle this time.
Do I have to highlight something first?
Now look at the, hold on, click it and then pause for a minute. Look at the bottom left after you activate the command. So click it first.
Okay, activate the command.
Look at the bottom left. It says specify
Okay.
rectangle, bottom left corner.
Okay, all right.
Now
I did not.
I'm going to tell you, it's going to want you to click and release, drag a box, and then click and release.
Oh, so I gotta drag
sometimes
a
it-
certain way.
Sometimes it wants you to hold it down, and it usually tells you. In this case,
Specify rectangle, bottom left corner. To be here. I just
Yeah.
gotta hit that. Oh, wait, no, now it zoomed right in. All right. I guess I gotta get this delete command active, right? I thought I did.
it should be active because if it, you see how it's specify rectangle, bottom left corner. And to tell you, it doesn't have to be bottom left. It can just be a starting corner.
Yeah.
It's lying to you there.
So just click on a corner then.
Well, so we're making a
Surround the
bounding, we're making a bounding box during the deletion. So
Okay.
you don't have to click actually on a specific corner. So now click again.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
simple
click,
enough.
release, drag, and then click again.
All right, so
Okay. Let's do the rectangle again. Make sure that's active, which it already is, and click a start point, and then pause for a minute. Okay, now hit spacebar. And now type in 3.5 space 3. So the X value, space, and then the Y value.
3.5, and then 3 is the Y value. Okay, so there, okay, simple
Now
enough.
it's drawn correctly, and you're not having to then go to your dimensioning constraints and start adding this stuff. You just right away, I want 3.5 by 3. Boom.
Okay.
Done.
Faster that way. Now
So
a
now
circle?
let's try the circle. So circle command, you need a center point, but we want to get that point right without dimensional input. Well, not
Okay.
without input, without constraints that you do after the fact. So hit enter because we want to access these point options. And you remember where that from point one is? It's near the top right corner.
This one?
That one's midpoint. Go over one more. You see from point. This is one that you're going to
From
be
point.
using. And by the way,
Block.
these point options work in 2D and 3D. So this is not just a 2D thing here. This is used all over the software.
Okay.
So activate that one. And look at what it's telling to you. Give it a reference point. Okay, how about that bottom left corner?
W. Okay, so, okay, that's cool. It grabs that point.
Going to grab the point. And
Now,
remember the syntax is X space Y. So 3/4 space 1.
quarters.
Now, if you write it as 3/4, it'll do 3/4 as well. Do you have to do decimal or can you do a fractional number?
No, you can do a fraction. Only thing I'm thinking is you may need parentheses around it. You can try it and see if the space is enough separation or not.
I'm curious. Let me try that.
Did I leave that R in there?
Yeah, R stands for a relative coordinates. So these coordinates are in relation to that reference point that you did just a moment ago. We also have something called A. You'll see A sometimes. That stands for absolute. That means that the coordinates are in reference to the origin of the drawing.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
now
one
just
references the drawing entities, the other references the drawing.
yeah. R requires a reference point for it to work. A means the reference point is the drawing origin. Yeah. So now click OK or hit enter, and now your circle. While it might not seem like it, if you make it a little smaller, you see that your center point is now snapped to the input that you gave it.
Okay.
So now we want to just key in a value for this circle. So again, remember what you did with the rectangle? You hit spacebar here.
Okay.
Couple of these little fundamentals that once you get down, then it goes a little smoothly from here.
Right.
Now notice that it's asking for a radius. In 3D, it does not necessarily do that. So so in 2D here, it asks for a radius. So we just need to say this is a 1/2 inch hole. So we need to give it a 1/4 inch input here.
Okay.
And then OK or enter.
Well, there's
Now
our
you're
1/4 inch circle.
There's our circle. Now, one thing, the command is still active. You see how the bottom point is at the bottom left corner, it says next center point. That just
Yeah.
allows you to go right away to the next circle if you want to. You can also close the command by hitting the middle mouse or escape here. Because sometimes it can happen where people don't realize a command is still active and they're trying to move on to something else and it's not doing what they think it's going to do. And they get confused. I can understand it, but don't be afraid to glance down to that bottom left prompt. If a command is active, it's probably asking you for something.
Okay. That makes sense.
So now here you could you could have gone right away into a next circle with from point and gave it a distance. You could also here choose to use a clone command instead. Which I might suggest you try here. Clone command, see if you can find it on the tool. So we have different sections here, and I think they're fairly well organized. You got standard drafting.
Yeah. They look pretty cool.
You see one there that says you have transform and you have clone, and they look identical except one moves the part and the other one copies and moves the part. You see those there?
I don't see transform or clone unless it's a drop down.
You don't see it there? Transform? You're hovered right on top of it.
Where's the transform? I'm looking for a button transform.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So
It's a section. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
So if you want to move it, you use that one. In this case, we want to copy it, not just move it. So if you go one section to the right, you see the pretty much identical buttons.
Okay.
But in this case, they clone versus move.
Yes. So you could clone and move. So it's like a mirror.
Yeah, you got clone and move. A couple of different ones there. You got rotate and move. You got mirror on a line, mirror on 2 points. Let's just use that first clone button. What does that first one say? Copy plus move. What's the one to the right of it say?
Copy plus move.
Okay, so the first one gives you like a snapping grid. The second one is just standard. You got to key in the values. Now you can still use that first one and key in the values. So it's a little bit redundant, but it's sort of a little different way to do the same thing. I would just suggest trying it, but let's try the first one there this time.
Okay.
Okay, now it wants you we want to select what we want to copy. We could do one thing at a time, which would work here, but you also have the opportunity for other situations such as drawing a rectangle around multiple groups, which would be that one. say for example, you wanted to copy not just one line, but a joined polyline. You can also draw a unique contour around certain elements with that fourth one there.
Okay.
That's kind of the difference between. In this case, the good old first one works for what we're trying to do. Individual.
Okay.
And just identify that circle with a click. Okay. Now displacement
Okay.
vector. Look at what it's asking you for. So now we want to move 1 inch to the right. So
Spacebar or enter?
we need to select a displacement point. So I would suggest selecting the center point of that circle that we have. So if you hover near the circle in a certain way, you'll get the Z. The Z means center point. So you notice how when the Z lights up, you're selecting center. If you move it, the cursor just a little bit further away from the center, you'll get like a tangent or a quad point or something different, perhaps.
Quadrant, yeah. So Z equals center.
Yeah.
Center point. Okay, I got you. But we want to move the center.
So let's carefully move it to where the Z is active, and now you just click.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
now you can drag it. And here's where the snaps maybe not so. Is it getting larger?
It did get larger.
Do that.
Let's just drag it in the right direction here and hit spacebar. Now just give it a 1
inch.
A 1 space 0, although I think you could probably leave out the space 0 here, but just try 1 space 0.
Okay.
And see it formed it over.
I wonder if it just enlarged it so it sort of alerts the user, hey, this is what we're moving.
I don't know. I'm gonna try it on my computer real quick.
I
I
don't know
want
if
to see
mine
what
growing.
actually happens here.
Mine didn't get any bigger.
Let me
I
try
got
it.
these.
Clone.
Turned blue, but it did not grow inside. That's weird.
Yeah, mine. Okay, when you zoom in or out, it's getting larger or smaller. But it doesn't seem to actually.
It does. That's weird.
It makes it larger and smaller, but when you activate, it's the original size.
Okay.
Okay. Well, interesting. Sorry about that. So in a situation like this, and while this is not really a trivial problem, here's where you could potentially say, hey, I find this interesting. You guys might want to look at this. And this doesn't really impact work, really, but sometimes it does. And then you want to reach out, and we want to get a notice over to Germany so that the developer can either respond with either something the user's doing wrong, or if it's an error, maybe the workarounds, or if it's flat out a bug, then they want to escalate that to the right level and get it taken care of. All right, so use what you've learned here to draw one remaining half-inch circle, and then do 3/4 inch circles up top in a different location.
Oh, it just all I did was click on it, and it just because I did never escape the command.
Yeah.
Because it's using the same clone parameters that you've already arranged, so you can keep going until you either don't want to copy anymore or you need to change the copy parameters.
Gotcha. I want to copy one more and then delete the one more.
Okay.
Just because I'm unfamiliar with that deleting. I'm going to escape the command. And then, how do I delete that one more?
Just your delete command. The delete button that we've used a couple of times.
Right here, delete.
Yep. And
Um,
you could say in rectangle, or in this case, you want to delete just one circle, right? So probably the
yeah. Trying to, so I have to, okay.
So
that did it.
okay, let me explain something to you. So if you drag a box from right to left, it will only, and this goes for multiple different commands, it will only take action on what fully lies inside that rectangle. So that's left to right. If you drag right to left, it will take action upon anything that it touches. So if it only touches part of that circle, if you're going right to left, it will delete the whole circle. And this is true for 2D and 3D in a variety of commands.
All right,
So left to right is different from right to left.
gotcha. It's similar to it. I think it's the same exact way in AutoCAD.
So,
Okay, so now we wanted another.
A different size circle, so we can't.
are they 1 inch above the other ones?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
1/4 inch radius or diameter.
We're going 1 inch above the other ones. We have to reference. It's asking for radius. How do I go 1 inch above? There's an X there now.
I think you might have been correct, but I wasn't watching what you did to get there. Oops, what happened there? Oh, you're deleting things.
Hit the undo. Hurry up.
There's Control Z. Okay, so try this again.
Yeah.
Heart.
Yeah, I think I'm
Circle.
gonna take lunch.
So if I want to reference that,
Okay.
would I
But
hit
this
the
is the
Z?
center point. Remember, you want to reference from a point. So remember how we had a command where we could give it a reference point and then an XY coordinate from that, and it would reference from a certain point. You remember how to get there?
It's either space bar or enter.
Enter.
Remember,
Enter.
right now it's asking for a center point.
Yeah, but you can
So-
still hit enter. You can hit enter at almost any time inside a command. So remember, we have one here called from point. Yep, there it is.
Okay, from point. Now we want to hit this center, right?
Center or any point to your liking, but the center point there works well here.
Yeah, I want to
And
be 1 inch away from that.
0 on the X, 1 on the Y.
So
so
it'd
it's
be
X
0,
space Y,
space 1, right?
correct? Mm-hmm.
Now it's
No.
huge. Now I need
It's
to.
just huge, but it's in the right spot. So now you can just so now you want to just type it in. So what was the keyboard?
I think it was space bar, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
And
Now remember, it's asking for a radius. So you want to.
Half that. You can hit divide too, and it will.
You can
give
say
you the-
divide too. Yeah, you can do math. You can do
what did we
math,
want?
and it's a 1/4 inch diameter,
Diameter.
which would be an 1/8 inch radius. But if you don't want to do math in your head, you can do it in the box.
Got it all memorized anyway. Okay, there's that 1/4 inch hole right there, 1 inch away from this one. Woohoo, mission accomplished.
Yeah. 2 more.
Oh, 2 more.
Just like the big ones.
Now for that, we would do the clone. I think we did this one. Did we do? I think we did this one. Individual. Oh, that. Vector and start point. I don't remember. Okay, the start point we want to be the center, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Then,
I mean, you don't have to, but it's a good choice.
come over this way. There. And then there, like that. Did we want 3?
Yes,
How
we
that
wanted
line got there.
3, although they look a little off, those top ones. Are they?
They do.
I think
Did
you
you-
dragged
did
them to like 1.1.
Did you select your quad point by accident, maybe? You
I
also
may
got that
have.
line out to the side.
Yeah, I don't know how that got there. I'm gonna hit this.
Copy everything.
Delete that one, and delete this mysterious line. Escape. I'm gonna hit move. Or do I have to highlight it first? No. I'm gonna do the move.
You do the
clone.
command. For most of HiCAD, in 3D, you could have parts active before calling up the command, but you can also call up the command and then it'll prompt you to identify the part or element or whatever you're trying to do.
Okay, I'm not getting this thing to
So
give me
just
something.
select it, right? So
Yeah.
just click once to select it. Now displacement vector. So where's your start point? Again, center
would
point's
be-
a good option here.
I guess we want it right above this one, right?
Yeah, which is 1 inch over. So if as long as you select the displacement point and drag it over 1 inch by either spacebar input or just the cursor, it should be right.
I'll go with that and drag it over. Now we hit spacebar 0, 1, right?
Yeah,
Or is it
if
1,
you want
0?
to if you want to key it in, all you need is a 1. I think if you leave the 0 off, it'll work. I'd just say 1 0 1 and then enter. I think it'll accept it.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. I'll do that again. Right there. Does that look better?
Yeah, I think so. Now, if you wanted
Okay.
to check, you see up there, you have auxiliary line, which is almost at the top right of the commands.
Right.
Yep. And if you get a horizontal as default, and you can put this, for example, if you snap to your Z, you could check to line those up horizontally. If you want vertical, you go to the drop down for auxiliary line and you hit the vertical one.
So is this like a construction line?
It's a construction line, yeah.
Okay.
So if you're trying to check if they're lined up vertically, you would just hit the drop down on the auxiliary line and pick vertical. Yeah, I think it's the first one at the top.
An X right there. Can barely see it.
Yeah.
And then I just killed my circle. Oh, the X is gone. Wow. What's up with that?
In 2D, you might see some little interesting things like that, but as soon as you zoom or like move, it'll go away.
Okay. All right. So is this correct?
Right to me.
Looks good. All right. Now I'll point out here that technically, let's say if we do this wrong. Sorry, wrong button. If you took this and cloned it and, you made it 0.8 accidentally instead of that, we do have in 2D part distance constraints where you could say, I want this to be, 1 instead. And it'll make that move for you. It's there, you can use it. But for the most part, you're going to be you're doing 3D work, right? You're going to use 2D to create contours to save to your library to create profiles and extrusions with. So, I mean, if you have interest in some of these more advanced 2D functions, I'm trained in some of them. We also have some other people that know them very well. And again, we can arrange to show you more. I just don't think it benefits your business quite so much. So
Okay.
I'm trying to show you what you really need to know to start to succeed as quickly as possible in your products. But if you take interest in other parts, we can certainly dive in deeper to that at a later time. You could also just drag it and use the
So I noticed when you hit move from point, it has V in parentheses. Is that not a hotkey?
B. Oh, yes, I think you're right, because A. So let's see. This is just V. Hitting V. Control V. Because I know A works there. Yeah, to be honest with you, I haven't used that.
I saw it there when I was doing the training. I was wondering if I was doing something wrong.
But like A for absolute does work. And you can also use R on the keyboard for a relative coordinate, which remember a relative coordinate is in reference to a reference point that you give it. And
Gotcha.
A coordinate is an absolute, which means it's in reference to the drawing origin. So R on the keyboard and A on the keyboard are shortcuts for those.
Okay.
Okay, so we made our little plate here. Let's just finish this off by coming over to sheet. I know on this over here we have 3D model in sheet 1. This also works for 2D model. I kind of wish it said 2D 3D model, but
Mine says 2D.
yours says 2D.
You got views, 3D model. Mine says 3D model.
Oh,
You're the-
mine down here says, okay, I see.
You
Yeah,
might be
underneath
looking at the
it's-
structure.
Yeah, I was looking at the structure.
Okay,
Sorry.
so if we switch over to a sheet, and then we add some kind of frame. I think a size isn't too bad here. And again, the model space
My framework.
takes away the frame. So you're only going to see that frame in the sheet that you're working in. So that's where these different view structure comes into play there. So here we just want to do some dimensioning. Does everybody have a frame?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a frame. Mine's my part's not in the middle of the frame though. It's up towards the edge.
So in 3D, you could take this would be a view, and you could drag the view around. In 2D, we actually need to either move the frame or move the part. I tend to say moving the frame probably makes more sense because you might have put this part in a unique position. To move the frame, first off, you see on my screen where my frame actually appears as a block in my 2D structure. You probably don't see that on your side,
No.
correct? And that's
No.
because if you right click in the space here, you can switch auxiliary parts on or off. your title block is considered an auxiliary part. So if you switch that on, you then see your frame as a block in the 2D structure under 2D sheet.
Okay.
And this allows you can treat this frame as a part and say, transform and move it around if you wanted to readjust how that appears.
Transform. It's just moving.
Yeah, if you right click, you can get to transform. Again, here we have transform and clone, which they're similar but different, as you know. You can also go to 2D part ribbon up top here, and you have transform and clone. So we have a lot available. We have shortcuts, commonly used commands under right clicks. And this applies for parts, views, 2D, 3D, different types of things. So let me ask you this question, because everybody wants to see differently. Would you like me to teach from the ribbon bar first? Or would you like me to just show a little bit of both? Because you'll find me going to these right clicks before I go to a ribbon bar. It's just it's quicker. But if you would like to learn where it is up top before you learn where it is on shortcut, we can do that.
That's what I'm thinking.
That doesn't bother me either way. Obviously, if I can figure out the right clicks faster, that's probably going to help me. But
Yeah.
ribbon
I still
bar.
like to know. Still like to know where to find it.
Yeah.
I still haven't
All
been
right.
able to move this thing. I don't know.
Oh, go ahead and share.
Gary.
Oh, okay. So were you able to switch on your auxiliary parts for, in fact, I don't think you have to switch it on, but I want you to know that. And I see it doesn't look like you do. So up in your 2D structure, can you find the 2D part structure? There it is.
This one?
If you right click in the empty space, I think it has to be kind of down below there. And you see that visualization auxiliary parts?
Yeah.
So toggle that and then say on. And now your title block appears as a block here in the structure. You see that? NCB? A little bit higher? Yeah,
This
there
one?
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, in case you're
And then-
wondering what the heck Schrifi is, Schrifi is the German word for title block. So Schrifi refers to the section of the frame where the information is displayed. So you have two parts to this title block. You got the data, like the data part there on the right, and then you have the lines that create the whole frame around whatever you're creating a sheet for. So that's what Schrifi means.
I just want to get this to the center.
Okay. So you want to use a transform of that entire title block. And now your title block behaves just like your plate does. Title block is just a part that's saved in a special way. It's saved as a part and retrieved from the frame menu that you can locate up top. So just right click on your NCB frame and say transform. Or I'm sorry, you can do either way. You can right click in the structure or right click in the drawing area. It does the same thing.
Okay. There's 2D part.
And now here I would go to transform, which, okay, I'm maybe already breaking what I told you I was going to try to do. So this is where the right click shortcut is. I'll also show you where the real button is here in a minute, if that's okay.
It's probably up here, right? Transform.
So you're right in a way. You want to go over to 2D part because you are trying to transform the whole title block part, quote unquote, not just certain lines. So notice that you have geometry, 2D part and 2D geometry.
Okay, so I want to be over here.
You want to be
And
in
this-
part. And now see
Okay.
if you can find the transfer one. It's kind of right in the middle there at your buttons at the top.
Right here? Are you talking
Yeah.
about up here?
Well, I was going to show you where it was up top. You see it there? You're close to it.
Yeah, right here.
So
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could. Oops. Okay,
So what happened
transform.
when you clicked it? Just click it once.
Uh,
Point on the part to be transformed.
okay. Once,
now you-
don't drag and drop.
Yes. In this case, click release and then
Okay, that's what I was doing wrong. Dragging and dropping. I feel better now. I'm right in the middle. Just
a
like
lot
you
of
guys.
2D functions is click and release, move and click again. In 3D functions, there is some of that as well, but then there's some other commands that want to drag and drop. But it usually tells you. If you look down at the bottom left when you call it up, it'll say LMB, which stands for left mouse, hold LMB, which is left mouse button, and then drag. It actually does an okay job telling you when it's looking for one versus the other.
So I need to be looking down that left corner more often. Sounds like.
Yes, I think that would help.
Okay.
Okay, did that help you there? I think
Yes.
that's good.
Yep. I can stop sharing now. But remember, sharing is caring.
Okay, so we just want to add some dimensions. So we're going to now come over here to 2D dimensions.
Mentioning text. Okay. Let's see it.
And you're going to see a lot happening here. I'm going to tell you right now, 95% of what you're going to do is this. This is smart. This is smart dimension in a way. We call this variable. But this variable will basically guess what you're trying to do, and it guesses pretty well. So I'm going to just click this variable, and in 2D, we have to dimension with points. In 3D, we can dimension with points and lines and whatever else. But 2D, we have to click points. And you see how I click those 2 points, and I see it's dimensioning 3/4. Command stays active. I can go right away into here to here and say 3. And then I'm going to end the command. Notice you can drag these around.
You could drag them around after you end the command, right?
Yeah.
You can click and drag at any time. Now,
Okay.
say you wanted to change this, change how it's displayed. You can double click on the dimension and it'll bring up options. Now, what you do here applies only to the one that you double clicked on. We can globally change dimensioning standards in a similar but different way, which I'll show you right after this. So here, you can say color, mention figure, you can make your text height larger. So your units can be changed
Wow.
to whatever you need. In 3D, we can show inch in different fashions, like with inch feet or just inch, or show it with like tick marks, one tick versus two tick, decimals, fractions. We got a lot
Arrows?
more in 3D settings. These are 2D settings, a little bit less, but still there's quite a bit here. Decimal places. So you know, right now I have 1, so it's showing, 3.5.
This is like dim style in AutoCAD.
Dim style. Okay, yeah, that's basically.
Mhm.
So now, if you want to set it globally for any dimensions moving forward, so dimensions to be created from here on out, you click the very similar looking dimension settings here, which is the identical menu, but now what you do applies globally moving forward. It's not changing this is not going to change what you've already made. It's going to change new dimensions to be created from this point on.
Okay, I see it.
So let's continue. Now, this button is individual. So while this is a powerful button, let's say we want to make it a little easier on ourselves to dimension these as a chain. So here, let's pick this one here as a chain, and we give it a start point and say a center point of this circle. Here's where my decimal points might need to be adjusted to better display this. But now I can just click point, point, point. What you can click pointing, you can just click points until you're done, and then you can end the command with escape or middle mouse.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Now, mine's for an extra dimension on there. I didn't want.
Say again.
I don't want to share my screen.
All right, sure.
Uh,
Now it's got,
You got
see
one
that?
on.
And all I did was click once.
Can you zoom? Does it go away if you zoom?
Yeah. Oh, it
Yeah.
did.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, obviously I don't have one over here.
Let's
Do I
see.
hit chain again or just throw a
In
different one?
3D, you can pick back up and add. I'm not sure you can in 2D. Let me look. I think you have to. Let's see. No, refine. Okay. Let me find the button for you. I found it on the right click. It's
Click
kind of
on
funny. Some buttons I only know where they are in right click. Oh, here it is. I'm not sharing. Sorry.
Oh,
So okay, let's say here I'm going to delete this. You can delete only the one or the whole structure. Okay, I'm going to delete only this one. Okay, which also delete was up here. So here's
okay.
your top button. So we have something here called refine dimension structure. It's a very odd name, I feel like, but it means basically continue. So here I can say I want to refine here to here, and
So
it
you hit
adds
the
that.
extras up there?
So the top button here is refine dimension structure. If you click the drop down, then you see all kinds of, it's maybe a little misleading, but if you hover over this, it says refine. And you see how
Okay,
it's kind
refine
of got,
dimension structure. Yes.
you
Yep.
see how the image kind of has two green ones, but a red one in between. It's like you're adding that red one in between.
Yep. Refine them. Okay, and then what?
Okay, let's do it again.
That.
So I hit that. It's first saying identify the chain, basically. Identify what we want. I'm gonna click this one once. And then next point. This one.
Which would be the. Okay. I see.
And it's gonna I think it looks like it's putting like a 0.8 or something in the background, and when you zoom it goes away.
It does, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why that is.
It corrects itself.
It corrects itself. So you got to understand that while we like to have these 2D commands and all that, we spend our money developing 3D, very powerful 3D commands. So to spend, maybe whatever hours to circle back on some of these things to improve it, we just chose not to do. If something's
Takes
critical,
forever.
we're happy to fix it. But we got to pick where to spend our time. Where most customers can benefit from more.
Mhm.
So let's say that here, at least on my computer, it says 0.7 instead of 3/4. I feel like that should be improved. I feel like we should say 0.75 instead of just 0.7. How do you think we could change that?
We would go into where we were adjusting the units earlier.
Double
Mhm,
click.
but- Yeah, double click. So if we want to change it for just this one, which I think isn't so bad, we can click this one, come over, double click, say figure, and we'll change this to 2 decimal points.
What did you double click?
I
Oh,
double
just
clicked on the dimension.
Okay. Because I'm double clicking, I'm getting our choices again. All right, all right, there we go.
And then you can say 2 here.
Dimension figure 2 decimal places. All right. Okay, there it is. It's just for that one.
Now,
Not
if you
global.
wanted to change it globally, well, let me show you 2 things here. Let's say you set a standard here and you want to apply that to this one. I can say right click. Actually, I want to right click on this one and say same as reference dimension and click that, and it takes over the settings from this one. Again, that was right click on this and say parameters, same as reference dimension, and give this click on this one, and it's taking over its parameters.
Mine's backwards because I did that one last. Oh,
Yeah, I was
man.
wrong the first time. I clicked on this one first, and I said, "Oh no, we got to come over here and click on this one first."
Same as reference. Yeah.
This 2D
I don't-
stuff, I'll be honest with you, I don't do this every day. I'm hard into the 3D.
I got you. Me too. I don't have a reference on that one, so I would just have to change that one individually. Because remember, I added it. It's not part of the chain.
If you don't have, oh, really? If you did refine structure, it should be part of the chain, is it not?
It wouldn't change when I said
I want to see.
same as reference.
Show me. I want
Let
to see.
me okay. Share screen. Okay, so this was a 0.7. We could
Actually, do this. Just delete that dimension, and let's add it again. So delete that one only.
where is the delete? That one, okay.
And then
Escape command. Now we're looking for
Extra.
this variable, right? What was it?
no, we want to say refine structure. Remember, we want to continue
Oh, yeah.
the chain.
Okay, where was that?
Remember that one? It's,
Yeah, I remember. Oh,
it's,
extras. Yeah.
well, yeah, it's the extras. It's the top button under extras, the main button.
Yeah.
Okay. Identify the chain by, I think that you just click, I think it's any one, but I would say click that one that you want to dimension next to.
That's
I would click that one, but it's probably any of them in that whole chain would probably work.
I clicked this.
That's okay. Now
This,
click that bottom left corner that you wish you had added,
that one. Okay.
and then
Made it
zoom
out.
a
Okay.
little and it'll.
All right. So I'm going to escape the command,
Okay.
and I'm going to right click on this.
Say same as
Same as
reference.
reference, and it didn't change.
You have to go over and click on the reference.
Okay.
It's still active, actually. You can still.
Okay. Oh, good. So you said I didn't click on. Okay.
You said same as reference, but it doesn't know. You got to identify the reference.
I figured when we clicked on this, it was referencing that.
It's
Otherwise, why
referencing
would we
which
click on it?
chain that was telling it which chain to add the reference to. That does not. It's going to adopt the settings of the chain, which have already been
Okay.
established.
I got you. So that was just telling you where to put it.
Yeah, it's just telling
And-
it which chain to add the dimension to. Yeah.
It goes same as reference. So now
Now
we can
click that
select
one on the end,
any reference. Okay.
and it takes it over.
Gotcha.
Clear, I think.
Okay. Yeah, because the chain was telling us where it belonged.
Mhm.
And then when we're changing the reference, we could have picked something way over here to reference, right?
Yeah,
It didn't have to be in the same chain.
no,
Right.
it doesn't have to be. It can be any dimension on the sheet.
Right.
Now let's say you wanted to change the settings for this entire chain, not just individually. I know where it is under right button. Let's see, where do I know where that is under settings?
We looked at it earlier, didn't we? Thought you had that up.
Yeah, settings.
Or,
and
yeah, I
change.
remember when you were saying, oh yeah, if you want to set it globally, this is what you do, but I don't remember where that was. You gotta figure, Robert, I'm one of those people, I can hide my own Easter eggs. That's how bad my memory is. It takes a lot of repetition for me.
I understand. Well, yeah, I'm gonna have to show you this way. There's a button probably up here somewhere, but
And that's just to adjust the global. I
to
remember because
adjust global, I'll right click
looked
on it and say, is this a 3D thing only? There's a chance that this is 3D only. Change.
Up in settings, there's parameters, change, and there's a change all up on the ribbon.
There is an all. Yeah, I know that is there.
Uh.
I was thinking there'd be a, you can delete the whole chain or just the one. So we can do that. And here, this is change. Let's probably change this one only. Let's say, say I make it large, just this one. So it makes just that one large. I think what I'm trying to think of is 3D only. So in 3D, I can change the settings for the entire chain, and it'll make that smaller, larger, color, line type, everything. It'll change the whole chain. What I'm thinking here is that here we could say change, structure. Here it is. I'm sorry. Change parameters for this whole structure. Let's see, I make this 4, although I was expecting it. Take
So this is
overall.
global.
structure. I'm waiting for it to ask me for the structure. Say I want to make it large, take over all or change, let's say yes, identify there, and it changes them all. A little surprised that that's not under right mouse button. That's what's I would expect it to be here. So,
Have to send
okay.
that one in.
It's 2D, they won't do it. So here's where, yeah, you could say all, you could say only active part. You could say within a rectangle or a contour, a structure or individual.
Yeah, it's nice to know where those things are, but it's also really nice when it's a right click option as well. Because it's so much faster. You don't have to chase
You don't have to
chase
chase it
anything.
down.
Yeah.
I was expecting it right here, which is where it is in 3D. In 3D, they're right next to one another. Change settings individual, right underneath it, change settings for structure. For some reason, they don't have that here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fight that one. You gotta pick your battles.
Yep. I got you. We only fight in
Okay.
3D.
Unless it's something critical in 2D, like not joining, like if it's a bug that wasn't like creating enclosed contours, well that holds
Yeah.
up everything. Okay, so let's just finish this up. So here we can use the same variable dimension here to identify these radiuses, but be very careful. You don't want the Z to be lit up. You want to move it just a little bit further away so that only the circle is lit up. You see the difference? Z versus, so when you do this, you get a dimension. If you light up the Z, it's looking for like something different like that.
And I am only getting the Z.
You gotta get the little circle
got-
of the crosshair off the circle.
You
But
got to move it just
Oh,
barely away. Like now, I
okay.
would click.
I see. Yep. Can't touch it.
Now, here's where instead of dimensioning all of these, it might be nice to be able to say,
Vertical.
sorry, not double click, to say set auxiliary text. That's also up here. We can also do that right here. Auxiliary text. Click here. I'm just going to try to show you both commands. I'll try to show you right mouse and up top at the same time. It's going to be hard for me not to go to that right mouse button. So here's where
Yeah,
you could say, I want to add an extra figure here. And let's make them the same size. I'm not sure why that's different. So here I could say like space times 3. And it will very spaciously, let's see if I can prove that. Let's see here. Here's my spacing. Let's make that like
could you stack them? Put the X3 underneath the 0.5?
not in 2D. Yes, in 3D.
Right. All right, so yeah, right click is so much easier.
It is.
hey,
That menu is what nightmares are made of. Trying to remember where everything's at. I mean, you do over time, but don't have a lot of time logged into this. So it's a right click and hit change.
For the auxiliary text or the what?
To yeah, auxiliary text, like what you're doing right there.
Oh, it's right here up top, or you can say right click, auxiliary dimension text, and set.
Okay,
It's
I see it. That. Okay, well, we don't want to put typical because
Uh-huh.
there's other
Okay.
circles.
and you could put text in the front also if you want by activating this one. Here I put it in the back here, and notice I changed my spacing here so that it wasn't so far apart. It had something like 5.0, and you saw there was
Oh,
such a
yeah.
massive distance in
Yeah.
between the.
And it's 3. Ooh, that's large.
If some of the text is larger than the other, take note
Mm-hmm.
of, like, click on this field and you see text size here versus text size here. I think default, a new field made it 3.5,
Okay.
which strangely enough, 3.5 is not even in the drop down. Oh,
Mhm.
interesting. So it probably looks something like that.
I should have known because it looks bigger in the thing. That looks better. And then do the same for the circles above.
Yeah, sure.
There's no room for an X3 on those. Plus, it's got
Uh,
0.3.
wait,
It rounds it off. Can we
yeah, remember how to go
we-
in and change the decimal places? We just did it a minute ago.
yeah, that was well, we could right click and hit, what was that? That was
You can double click, or you can right
right
click
click and
and
hit
say
change.
change parameters.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. So that would be a global setting I want to set. Maybe to go 2, maybe
Okay.
3 decimal
So-
places.
So globally, you would come to here,
2D dimensions, settings.
and it's the same looking menu, but now it's going to apply globally instead of just to a specific. And you arrange this, however you like. Say
Mhm.
2.
Yep. That'll work. Take overall parameters, yes. Change parameter only, no. Yes. Take overall parameters. Now it's probably okay. I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
I guess maybe without creating a construction line, how do we get this to line up with horizontally, to line up horizontally with the one next to it? Vertically, I'm sorry. On a horizontal line, but make it a
Horizontal
vertical.
line. I'm not sure what you mean. What are you trying to line up
It's
with what?
It's like so you got your point. Okay, I didn't put the ×3 on that one.
Oh, okay.
I was putting another identical dimension right next to it, but I wanted them on the same line horizontally. It's just like the chain is. You know what I mean? Except,
Something like this.
yeah, but see how they're
Okay.
one's at a different elevation?
In 2D, you would have to play games with the auxiliary line. In 3D, we've got some automations in there that will already start snapping to other things.
Okay.
So you shouldn't have a problem with that once we move on to 3D.
Okay. Times
My mom's place, I run there afterward. So I can save some time Sunday. That'd be a lot. But to make it on zero bed, we gotta change. 90% of it's like, I'm not taking that much electricity. Like, maybe 1.5 kilowatt hours.
All right. I want to, let's see. We've got about half an hour. I want to try to squeeze a little bit more in. But my suggestion to you, it's completely up to you. You don't have to do anything I say, but is to look at some of these other 2D like try to draw, something a little crazier like this.
Okay.
And you see the dimensionings, try that
our
just to get a
homework?
little bit of practice. And the steps are described. Hopefully described well, but let me know if it's not. And you can walk through this next one just to get a little more 2D experience. But that's up to you. What I want to do now is show you how you can take simple contours and turn them into 3D profiles. Because this is really where you're going to use this stuff.
Yeah.
For applying to your work. So let's say we take a very simple C profile here. And we're going to turn that into 3D, and let's see if we can do that here before we have to sign off. So let's go to a new drawing space.
New drawing. Create a part.
Yep, new part. And here's another, you can right click and say part, just like you can come up here to the menu and say part. All right, who has an idea on how they could draw this thing?
I already did this one, like instructions, to draw a couple rectangles,
Mm-hmm.
put a couple lines in there and then trim out what you don't need. Rectangle.
Let's say we just start with 2 by 2.
Enter from point, grab the corner.
And then I like to draw an inner rectangle by saying from point to establish what's the thickness? 3/16. That's interesting. Okay. Oh, 3/16 it is.
So is there an offset command?
You can, so here's the way the offset would work. Is it's called parallel. In 2D it's
Okay.
called parallel, and 3D is actually called offset. And you could say 1875. I'll show you, I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to tell you why I don't like it. And then you would have to go around and around like this.
Okay.
Then you have to
Yeah,
grab
got
your
it.
trim. And now I do have a fancy trim here. I have closed corner, and I could click in the area here and do basically 2 lines at once.
Okay, that's sick.
Nice.
And that's not actually a bad way now that I think about it. What I was thinking instead, and let's say I delete this polyline was to just say rectangle again from point, and the thickness is 3/16, and then come up here and say from point again and say minus 3/16, except actually get your signs correctly.
I thought you put it in correctly.
No, I need to say minus y. I remember doing it. I said
Oh, you
positive y.
forgot to, okay, I got you. Yep.
So I come up here, and then I
Same
need to
reference.
take note of my signs.
Yeah.
And then it's
Okay.
right. So what we have in 3D is on offset is I could say offset and then right mouse button and say connected lines and offset them all together as one. 2D doesn't have that. Like say for example, if I had a 3D sketch here, which works in a similar fashion, I could say offset, right click, connected lines, and then say 1875 and do them all at once. But we're not quite there yet, so we got to do it with the 2D way. But those are two ways that it could be done. Now,
Over
once you
here,
have
automatic corner trimmer. Where was that at?
yeah, it was under trim,
Okay.
and then we have close internal corner. You see
corner.
where the dot is? You're clicking just near where that corner is, and it'll close that corner and trim any additional lines that are needed.
Gotcha. Man, that is a cool function.
It exists in 3D too, so you can look forward to that as well.
Okay. Got her.
So now we just need to cut out this this opening over here. So who has an idea on how you might go about that? There's probably multiple ways.
I'd probably start out with a construction line right in the center. A reference off of.
I did the
Because-
construction way. I did do a polyline, hit enter, grab from point, figure out my reference point, and
But
then
you followed the book, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's how I would do it. Well, I think I wrote this book, so it's probably going to be the same as what's in there. Is you say from point, you say line, from point here, and say I want this to be, I think it's a 1/4 inch. Y, drag this across. Now here's something interesting. F stands for perpendicular to, and that means that wherever I draw this line, as however ridiculous it looks, as long as the F is active and I click, it's going to draw it correct and perpendicular.
That line through.
I need to click the inside. I'm sorry.
So you can't hit L for line.
No. L for line. What would that do?
Bring up the line command would be like pressing the line button.
Oh,
Same as it does in AutoCAD and SolidWorks.
I don't know. Let's see. 2D
tried it.
geometry. Oh, it wouldn't let you?
I don't know, what did it do? It brought up
Polyline.
only available as an auxiliary function. So
Line 2. LMAC. It's conflicting with something. You might be able to say, Control L maybe. You could do Control L
Or we could
or maybe
assign it.
or maybe
We could assign
LL.
it. Yeah. Okay, so how did you get your from on that? So I've got line selected,
Mm-hmm.
and your from, you just click the from.
Line, enter, from point.
This line.
I'm not
Enter.
sure whether you're working at the top or the bottom right now.
Bottom.
Bottom, and then
Yep.
reference point. And now you want it to be 0 in the X, 1/4 inch up in the Y. And now it's going to snap that to that point. And you can then draft over. And the F, your snaps are down here. F stands for perpendicular to. We could probably look up the German word for perpendicular. It probably starts with an F. I don't know for sure.
If you
And so
hit
is-
F, if you hit F there, will it automatically snap the perpendicular or no?
If you hit the F, as long as it's active,
Like you can't just type in the letter F and,
no.
okay.
You gotta drag the line. You gotta tell it kind of where you want the line.
Gotcha.
And it'll activate the snaps that you have active. Say I have this inactive. You see, I'm getting no F, I'm getting O, which is online. Actually, it might also be a no. O just joins it to that line.
I'm not
So
getting
here
anything.
not getting anything.
When I'll select a line, I can't get it to highlight that little endpoint like what you're getting.
Share your screen for a moment.
It'll highlight the lines. Am I not hitting something correctly? So I'm going to hit escape. Escape. Line. You see how it's not highlighting that vertex?
You're under change line. Look at the section that you grabbed line from.
Okay.
You
I
want
got you.
you want draw line over there that we've been using. And you can just
Polyline.
use the polyline, yeah.
Straight line, polyline. Okay. Escape.
So
Okay, there we go. So what do we end up doing?
well, before you did that, you needed to say enter and from point so that you would start your segment, start pointing that line in the proper location.
Enter. From point. And then what did we decide on that?
We're picking the other one, but this one's gonna be 1/4 inch plus 3/16 based on the drawing. If we picked the point to the left of it and up, then we could have set a 1/4 up, but
Okay.
this should work as long as we get the math right.
Okay.
Did we typed in the value for X instead of Y is what happened here.
All right. So we're going to go with this. We're going to enter
Enter
and from
point
here.
and say we want Y only. So say 0 space,
Okay. That's what I forgot. 0 space.
0 space, and then your
Value.
7/16.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then over. And then
Let's snap to the line you want to join it to. You don't have to go past it.
right there, 180.
Or if you want it perpendicular to, I would move your cursor maybe up or down just a little bit.
There.
There, F means perpendicular to. So now if you click, it'll be perfectly, it'll be perfectly connected to the line, no trimming needed, and it'll be 100% horizontal since it was perpendicular to that.
We're going symmetrical from this side.
I'm near the line now.
Okay, 0.4, no, it was 0. Oops. 0 space 0.4375
Minus.
minus, gosh darn it. Enter from this point 0 minus 0.4375. Okay. And come over here. And looking for perpendicular. There. Okay.
Now you got an easy two
Right.
lines to trim, and you've got the shape.
Okay. There it is. My black on
There it
black.
is.
Today's Sesame Street is brought to you by the letter C.
The letter C.
My headphones just told me they're about to die.
Oh,
This
well,
is
hopefully
the
they
first
got
time I ever,
hopefully they got
Yeah.
9 minutes left in them.
right? All right.
Okay,
Okay, so am I caught up now?
you're caught up. You okay? You okay over there, Marco?
Yep. I already got the radiuses on it too.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna.
Well, Mr. Overachiever over there.
I want to show you guys how
Last
to
second
save
time.
this. I want to show you how to save this. So I was going to skip the radiuses here, but feel free to add them in on your own later. It's just Barry, you got up here corner here.
Mhm.
So fill it. You also got chamfer here for not this situation, but of course other situations.
Mhm.
Okay. So what we want to do is we need to now notice that we really haven't been paying attention to drafting on the origin. Now with other softwares, I feel like it's very, very important to take into consideration. With us, it is only sometimes, let's say, because with 3D, the way you can configure your views in all the different ways, it's not as critical here. But the thing that we want to take note in this case is we want to align this part on the origin in the way that we want to be able to draft it in 3D. For example, let's say that I was to come over here in 3D and let me find I got tons of these profiles in here because I always teaching a new group. But anyway, so let's say that I want to place this here in 3D. Look at the middle. Look at where it's saving it. The placement point is right here in the middle of the part. Now we can change that here to any of these other locations. You see how it's dancing around a little bit. And let me view this from the side. So you see, you can shift from all these different positions to how you want to
Okay.
locate it on. But the middle point, or either a calculated centroid or a specific position done by yourself, is where it's going to take the center point here. So we want to take note here on this part to move this to a location on the origin that makes the most sense. And to do that, I can either say enter A. Remember I told you absolute is in reference to the origin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you actually wanted a calculated centroid, because the centroid's not going to be right in the middle here because we got material removed here. So the actual centroid's going to be, you know, a little bit to the right here, I believe. To calculate a centroid, if you wanted to, we have information bar and then centroid. Okay, it's telling me here I did something wrong. My part is not fully enclosed, which is a little interesting because I thought I did pretty good work, but it's telling me I have a problem. Which I can also go to information polyline. And it's telling me, well, I got some very not closed parts here. I could either redraw this or hunt this down, but I have a command for this. I have under 2D geometry a button called sort GE, which stands for graphical elements. Now, I don't know why they chose to call this sort, but what this really does is it analyzes either the active part or the entire 2D model, and it will improve. It will join lines that are barely not touching. It basically cleans up your part, geometrically wise, or geometry wise. So I'm going to highlight this part, and I'm going to click this once. And you saw something flash there. It doesn't really give you feedback, but let's see if it actually improved. Because when I come back over here to Polyline, it tells me that it is now closed. It said output calculations. They can't do any calculations if it's not enclosed. And these are the 2D centroid calculations that it did. So now with that, if I wanted to locate this transform according to the centroid, enter centroid. I'm now grabbing this from the calculated centroid, and you see how it's now a little bit offset because we got material left out here. It's going to be shifted over just a little bit.
Centroid is you could think of it as the center of balance.
Correct. Yeah. Now, take that as a grain of salt. You can put this on the centroid, or you can put it wherever the heck you want it to be. If you're setting a profile that you think it would be easier to place with a point somewhere unique, go right ahead. It's your part. You place it in the location on the origin that you want it to be, that you want to be able to place it with that when you go to 3D to use it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Where do you like to keep it? I would think the center.
It varies from part to part. For example, I have a unique profile I use for a particular type of cladding panel. See if I can find that and make this a little larger. It's this particular profile for a panel. And now let's say that I place this in a certain way. I found it very convenient to place it here because I can wedge this up into the corner of the two where the base flange and the flange meets. So I actually saved this,
Way out there.
it looked like it didn't
Okay.
make a difference. But before this figured it out for me, I had to save it on my own. So it looks like it actually figured out these bounds for me. But before that was a feature, I had to take note of that on my own. So I actually saved this here to make it easier to place in a panel model. So I guess my point is you can do it however you want to do it. The calculated centroid is certainly an option and probably a good one, but there are times where you might want something different or more unique.
Okay.
Now to save this, first off, have you guys moved it to a? First off, do you guys have enclosed polylines, or did you have a problem like I did?
Mine are not wanting to close, I don't think.
How did you find that out?
You can analyze it with information and polyline.
Oh, wait, no, mine's showing, it's showing all one. And I hover over it, it all highlights together.
Yeah, that's another way you can tell. Although I think mine actually was showing like that a moment ago when it was not actually closed. So
And
sometimes yes, sometimes no.
2D geometry, and kind of looked over the parts.
What about yours, Barry? Is yours okay?
I'm on the information tab, come over here to 2D further and click on, I need to drop down for the polyline. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm nowhere close to closed.
Oh, okay.
So I would need that trick.
The first thing to do is run the trick. See what happens. 80% of the time, it solves all your problems.
What was that trick?
This one right here.
Are you under 2D geometry?
2D geometry and then
Or
tools.
GE? Okay. I like that. Okay.
Right, mine's joined.
So
Big problem. We're supposed to be getting, right?
that's darn it. Okay, so once you click on that, does it just automatically do it?
Yeah, it might like flash for a moment,
Yeah.
but it doesn't really give you feedback that, hey, it was completed. It just kind of does it.
Yeah. Well, that closed everything. Looks like.
Okay.
Oh, I see one bad spot. I think it's a bad spot. Oh,
Just-
I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
It is
that all
closed
right?
or it's not. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, please.
It's okay. So let me what was that? Okay, that was here.
It's yeah,
Go
2D
to
further and then polyline.
this
That's okay.
way.
So see, it can't do any output calculations if it's not enclosed. So I wish there was a thing that popped up that said, fully enclosed, but this is how it tells you. No calculations equals open polyline. So here's where you could say yes to calculate that centroid. And you could just say, okay. If you don't say yes and allow it to calculate that centroid, then when you use that centroid option to select it, then if that calculation hasn't been done just before that, then it'll say no centroid has been calculated.
Okay.
Okay, so now
So,
you
yeah.
need to relocate it to a better position. Where's the origin? You zoom out a
Looks like
little,
it's
maybe.
right here.
Oh, is there? Nope. You see, it's down there to the left.
Oh yeah. All right, now how do we
Nope.
do that?
Well, you just want to move it, right? So what is move is transform. So where's your transform button?
Right here.
That's
Hit this
for
move.
that's for geometry. You want to move the whole part. So you want to go to part, 2D part. Right next
Right
to it.
there. That move.
Transform. Yep. So select a
Yeah.
point. So you want to select that centroid, for example. So you want to go to where? Where are your point options? How do you
Hang
get to
on.
that?
Oh shit. Let's try this. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Can you hear me?
I can hear. Maybe
There
you
we
can't
go.
hear. Oh, okay.
Okay. Now I can hear. I gotta charge these one at a time they last about a minute when I throw them in there.
Wow.
Because they're dead.
Yep.
Huh.
Okay.
Anyway,
Remember how to get to your point options?
no.
Enter. Remember? Enter.
Okay, and you picked
And
centroid down here.
pick that one. Yep.
And
Now you're
so
grabbing it by that centroid. Now in 2D, you cannot snap directly to the origin with your cursor. I kind of find this interesting, but however, you can't do it with the cursor. You got to key it in. So the shortcut for that is absolute. So you can say A on the keyboard and type in 0, 0 space 0. And now you have snapped that to the origin based on your centroid calculation.
okay. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, a couple more steps here. I think it'd be good to get through this last one here. Two things we need to do is we need to save it to the library, but we don't have any material. So this is just a contour. 3D doesn't know what to do with it. So we need to assign it material here by going to right mouse button and then properties and then material. Like Barry's having trouble with the
Good portion.
Okay. Back in business. All right. We're trying to add this to a material.
yeah. Did you find that? Right.
No, you cut out. So it was right click properties.
Right click
And then
properties,
material.
material.
Okay. Gotcha.
And
then
here
what?
we have quite a bit already available. However, you can always expand this to include certain items that aren't available. But let's say for today, I don't know, we call this materials, non-ferrous, aluminum, and pick something. I know I probably have some entries in here you might not. Do you have like an EN? Do you have a 6060 or?
Scroll up, we use a lot of the 6061 or the 6063, I think. Anything 606 is close enough.
Yep. 6063 is probably closest.
Right.
We'll go there.
Am I missing that one? 6063.
There's a 60 something T6 down there. It's close enough, probably too. 82 T6. That sounds about right. Why not?
Okay.
Just hit
Okay.
okay.
You hit OK, and now when you go to your attributes, so right click, part attributes, you see that the
Yeah.
material has been assigned. Attributes.
Okay.
Anyway, that's just to show you that it's now attached. It's attached to the part. It knows what material it is. So now we want to save it to be available in our profiles library. Profiles is a function of steel engineering. So we got to jump over to steel engineering tab. And over here, we have save as catalog part.
You were under steel engineering
Yeah, we got to go over to steel to get the save function.
and then settings.
Settings, and then you see here at the bottom, near the bottom.
Is it a drop down on the settings?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, yeah. Save as function. Save as catalog part.
Yep.
I got you.
Okay. Now it's saying select the part. Okay. Easy enough. You can click it in the structure. I think you can also click it in the model area. And it brings up a directory list. Right?
Interesting. More German.
So, yes. Yeah, sorry about that. So what this means, so your catalog. So you have your library that's in the background that has all kinds of different parts. It'll be some parts that you add, some parts that are already available. There's two parts to this library. You got the actual physical part files, which will be found in here. And you also have a database that manages all the parts. So when you're talking about your library catalog, you're talking about either the database that manages the parts or the directories that the parts actually reside in. Does that kind of make sense? It was always confusing to me in the beginning. Like when you say catalog, you could refer to one of two different things. Right here, these are the directories that manage the parts. So it's asking us, where do we want to save this C profile? Well, when you start making your own products, you might organize this in your own way with the extra folders and whatnot. But I think by default, do you have an example folder in there that we could just use?
I do not.
You do not.
It says we can make one.
You can make one, yes.
Yeah. Example.
I missed where to get to this browse for folder real quick.
Say again?
I
How to
missed
get
where,
there?
yeah.
Oh, well, when you go to save, this is steel settings, save as catalog part,
Okay.
and then you have to select the part,
Okay.
and then this comes up.
I'm there now. Example folder.
We just create an example folder, and when you're done with that, just make sure you have it selected and say OK for the next part.
Yep.
And it might take a moment or two, but then it's going to come up with this. So what the heck is this? This is the location in your, sorry, that's not what I wanted, in your standard parts catalog editor. So this is your database behind all your library. You can access that from your start menu. You can also access it up here under the pencil and paper. But since we're in a command, we can't use the pencil and paper right now for me to show you. So I'm going to access it through start menu.
Standard
This
part
time.
catalog.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And it's going to bring up something that looks like this. And this is the database. This is the brains behind all the parts. So this manages all the parts that are in your library. All materials, available parts, coatings, screws, fasteners, even colors and textures in the system. And here in HiCAD, I'm just telling you what this is right here. So here we have a specific spot that you kind of have to know where it is, but here it is inside factory standards, and we have series. This is where different types of profiles are saved to be available here. You notice that hopefully this looks a little familiar to what's on the screen. So that's what this is referring to. It's referring to this location, which has been dedicated to saving the type of parts that we're saving right now. Is that somewhat clear?
Yep.
And again, you can pick, there's different structure and various tables here that this can be saved in. I know you have an ISD example one available, which I would suggest we use for here. This is where I just kind of dump various, class, training parts and whatnot that I use. And it's just a table here that contains information such as, well, here's one I've done for, with somebody else. It's just, we're going to name it. We're going to give it a name. We're going to give it, it's going to create a part file. The extension for a 2D part file is FGA, and it's going to reside in a specific folder. It's going to reside in that folder that you selected in the previous step, is where the part file is going to be. So let's select ISD example. And in the next step, it's allowing us to input data that's going to fall into this table. You see we have status, BZ. We've got the German word next to BZ. We've got the name, which describes where the part file is going to be saved. I don't know why the heck is that called name? I don't know. It just is. And then some other various, you got icon information and some other standard stuff that goes in here when you save a part. So here, the only thing I do here is I copy this here. Why are there two name columns here? These two. The best answer I have is some parts of the software reference it here, while a different situation, a different type of menu reference it here. So they've got different data that's pulled up in different locations throughout the program. I just make them match. That's all I do. And here on my computer, I probably have a dozen of these C profiles. So I'm going to call this, Mullets, for example. And when you're done with this, you say OK. And it's going to ask you to, you can create an image file for this. So say, does it show you here? You see this image here? So when you're going through some of these menus, clicking on this, it gives you a display of what it actually is. So I
A
can say yes.
preview.
A preview,
Pretty
yes,
cool.
correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. You can say yes. It gets fancy on you. You can select a background here for this. I don't really care. I say without background. Just make the freaking image and let's move on. It can show it to you. Okay, fine. There it is. And since I had this table open while I was saving it, it probably didn't save on my computer. Probably not a problem on your side. Example, the oh, okay, so it did. Okay, so that is saved. Now let's try it out. Okay. So from Steel, and of course we'll go over this more in detail later, but the command for placing a profile or a beam, it looks like an I-beam, but that doesn't mean this is only used for I-beams. You click this, and we need to go into the catalog. Probably looks like this. And now you can go to factory standards, series, and your example. And then I got too many of them here, but I could take my pick of one. You should have only one. There shouldn't be any confusion on your side.
Right.
Is it there? You guys able to find it?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I lost audio like 5 minutes ago, several times. So
Oh,
I'm gonna have to
okay.
feed off Marco. You said you're gonna go over it again at a later time.
Yeah, a little
Awesome.
more depth into profiles, but
Yeah.
still, these are.
I did manage to save it. I don't think I got it all the way in the library.
Okay.
Now, can we have a central, since we're networked, even though we're on standalone licenses, we can have a reference library on the network, or does it
Yes.
have to be local?
No, you can share it on the network.
Okay.
Same with the configuration for settings. So you could create all those dimensioning templates amongst lots of other things that are possible.
Mhm.
And then it only needs to create it once it could be one of you or both of you could contribute. But in the end,
Okay.
you only have one settings database that both of you can work off of. Now, the only caveat there would be, so the licensing wouldn't need a VPN, but to access those drives might need a VPN if you're at home or out of the facility.
No, we're going to be here at the facility all the time.
So then that should be
We're not gonna
okay.
use it. Yeah. It's just Marco and I using this thing. It's not like we got a bunch of users flying around all over the place needing access to it at all. Gonna stay right here. But
Okay.
still, our network is up and down sometimes. Sometimes we could still work here on our local projects with the network being fried. You know, whereas if we had a network license, we wouldn't be able to do that. We'd be limited to, like you
That's
explained
correct.
the
Yeah.
benefits of a standalone license. It's not so we can be mobile. We won't be mobile with this at all. But I do like the idea of sharing one library
Yeah.
because the network gets backed up. But it's not down very often, but sometimes it's really down. You know?
Okay. Well, hopefully this is pretty clear. Yeah, Barry, if you can try to complete that. Just
Yeah.
make sure you can access the profile that you saved.
I
And
was able
maybe
to call it up from the from the start menu, the standard parts catalog. And I got that's how far I got. If some of this is documented and I can work at it, I can figure it out.
it's it's in this book.
Uh-huh.
So you
On the
can
first one.
let's see. We drew it here. I think I save it here a little further back. So the steps for saving doing material here. And you can, it's for a different profile, but the same steps apply for any profile. So you can walk through from page 80. If you want to write that down, page 80, and walk
Yeah.
back through from 80, and a few pages after that, it'll go through saving, and then
Okay.
okay, a little bit's changed.
Yeah, that was the other thing I noticed going through some of your material. A lot of the menus have changed.
I don't know if I'd say a lot, but I'll give you some.
Yeah.
And as much as I would like to revise a book every time something changes,
Yeah, that's kind
you
of
know,
crazy.
we would be writing books every day.
Right?
So I try to pay attention to the significant menu
Detail.
changes.
Yeah. I got you. The first one I noticed was the very first splash screen where you're choosing the type of document you want to, you know what I mean?
Oh,
I was
really?
like, okay. But I was looking at the dates of some of your documents. They're not that old.
They're not that old.
Yeah.
We're always improving, and we're always trying to make things better or add new functions.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why we always intend for training to be paired with a trainer. So if there's a trainer, then there shouldn't be any confusion. But some people want to try to learn on their own, and so you know, we finally tried to make something that is okay. But you know, then a couple of versions later, some of the screens are already outdated. But
Yeah.
That's something I worked with Melvin.
I think the saving steps are identical. You're just when you go to grab your part, you see they don't have this cap button here anymore. It's all been rolled into this beam. So we used to have different buttons up front here. Now when you go to beam, they're all
Yeah.
right here. So here I could say from sketch or a prototype, or here from catalog is right here. So basically now they rolled it into here. So you can go right away to this, because it used to be that we could only see semi-finished. We couldn't see the factory standards in this menu. So that's what that other catalog button was. Probably a little confusing at the moment to you, but we couldn't get to this series example folder or any of these other ones from this button. We had to use that one that used to be right here. But then they wised up, or they got feedback and said, hey, why not put this all in the same yeah, well, what a novel idea. So they made the change. Alrighty. Well, yeah, try that one, Barry, and maybe if you have time, try some of these this crazy 2D example just to get a little bit of practice with it. Next time we'll do some importing. So
Okay.
even if you want to grab some profile DXFs of your own, we can try those, or I got some examples here that are also in your training material. We could also do those. But we'll
As
walk
far as
through that.
the next training goes, did we have that scheduled?
A good question. Um, I tentatively was putting it on Wednesday and Friday of next week, but I don't think I sent that to you because I wanted to confirm if those are good days to meet each week, Wednesdays and Fridays. Or I got another team I do on Mondays and Thursdays, and Tuesdays are internal meetings in the morning. So the only flexibility I have there would
Yeah.
be to work in the afternoons on either
Okay.
one or both days instead. But
Well, we got to do what we got to do. So
at the moment, Wednesday mornings and Friday mornings are available if you'd like to stick with that.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I'm going to revise these because originally you're going to do a little bit maybe more on your own today, but I think we need to stick with going through this stuff before we move on too quickly. So I'll probably revise some of these training headers here to reflect the content of that day.
Okay. Okay. Well, I appreciate it, Robert.
Yeah, you're very welcome. Enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any questions in between, but I'll count on seeing you next Wednesday.
Sounds good. And I guess we'll hear from you on the licensing thing at some point, or will we hear directly from Germany?
They would send it directly to your account holder. Is that one of y'all, or is that
He's Jay. It's going to be, I think it's going to be Jay because he's the guy that makes all the important decisions. But he's off all next week, so I'm pretty sure if he gets an email something like that, he'll be forwarding it accordingly.
I can look all the information up. I just won't know if they've sent it out or not. I would just have to look and see if the licensing database reflects the change or not. So let's see. Doesn't want to open. Can you open the email, please? Dropbox not responding.
Uh-oh.
Brian. Seems like 125 kilobyte file should be like a no-brainer here.
Should have something, right?
Did it open it and not tell me? Oh. Should be syncing it. It's not doing anything. I just wanted to look up the account owner real quick was all I was trying to do.
I'm guessing it's Jay.
Sometimes stuff will go to Lynette. She's our purchasing director or whatever. our accountant.
My God.
I think Jay would be the account holder, wouldn't he? He's the one that got all this rolling,
Yeah,
put everything
Say
into
so.
motion.
I will say so.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness.
It's too work on.
All right. I gotta get out of here anyways. I gotta take lunch. I'm gonna get in trouble in 5 hours.
Yeah, we get in trouble if we don't punch out for lunch.
Let me try it this way. Jay. Okay, Jay is the owner. That's all I was trying to determine. Okay, so it will go to Jay. But I can always look it up in the system and see if the change has been reflected. Um, and then we can get that set up on your side. Probably I'll submit that today, and possibly they do it on Monday before you wake up, or maybe later on in the day, but probably by Tuesday it probably will be done.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You have a good weekend. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. Very good. Have a good one, guys.
Hey, you too.
All right. Thanks, Robert. We'll see you.
See ya.